last show of the year.
It will be.
This will be our last show of the year.
I will not be in this city again until...
Well, maybe I'll come to Madison. Do you think of that?
If you want to come to Madison, be my guest. My parents would gladly have you over.
That's nice to hear. My parents hate you.
I know.
I'm kidding, I don't.
Ever since the incident.
The incident. Mom was a joke. My mom's forgotten about the incident. But
Those were rough
has
times.
she?
That wasn't me,
Anyways, welcome to Caleb A.M, the last showing of 2023. It's very sad. Looking at the board especially, it makes me very sad because now I can look back at all the wonderful times we've had this week, or on this day throughout the past weeks.
I love Wednesdays.
Yeah, and this is the last one we're going to do until 2024, which is really sad. And maybe like not late into 2024, but, you know, late into the month of January. I don't know when we get back.
I don't know.
Sad. But that's why we're going to make this a banger of an episode and have a great time with you people. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Caleb Griffin.
My name's Caleb A.M.
And this is the show where we talk about Jesus.
We drink caffeine.
We answer a question.
We talk about life.
And then today, we don't have to do anything because it's Christmas break.
We don't do nothing.
I cannot wait to talk about my week in Christmas break because, dude, what a time. I've forgotten how much I enjoy Christmas break. Christmas break is incredible. It's the greatest thing humankind invented.
My other Christmas breaks haven't been so nothing.
Dude, mine has literally been nothing and I could not be happier. Like, I am having such a great time.
I know, right?
Of course, I am also being very lazy and there's things I need to be doing that I haven't been doing. But I am having a great time. Really.
I've actually got... I was going on a time crunch, but I've got some editing done, which was nice. But I'll talk about everything I've done later.
Well, let's go ahead and get to the Bible verse. First things first, forgot my Bible at home, but I remembered my verse.
Ooh.
So, thank you. Yeah, it is.
Do I need to fact check?
If you want to fact check me, go ahead. It is Psalms 118, 17. I'll wait for you to find it.
Go ahead.
Okay. I will not die, surely live, and will proclaim what the Lord has done for me.
I have a different version, but that's it. Yeah.
That's it? Okay. Yeah. I chose this verse because I think a lot of times I'm not in the position where I think I'm going to die, but I'm in the position a lot of times where I think I am going to, go down a path I shouldn't or do something I'm not supposed to do in life, and it's never going to work out how I envision my life planning, and that's scary and stuff, but I can look at what I will be doing with my life and where God has put me and know that I can proclaim that as faith and knowing that I am better off where God wants me than I could ever be where I wanted myself to be. And that's...
That was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you.
And you had a memorized Bible verse.
I did have a memorized Bible verse.
Top 5 Bible verses on Caleb A.M.
I woke up this morning and I was like, where's my Bible?
Yeah, and there were
It's not
probably
here.
no other Bibles in this house that you could have used, but I like the idea of memorizing it.
Well, I didn't know where one would be besides your room and JJ's room, and JJ's asleep. Maybe Colton's is here. I doubt it though.
He has a message Bible you don't want to read.
And then I also was like, I don't want to go embarrass myself to Caleb and be like, Caleb.
I don't have a Bible.
So I got on my phone, looked at it, and memorized it. It wasn't a hard one to memorize or anything. It's not like,
Oh, yeah, I know.
John
But
3:16.
I can't get that one
I can
down.
never. I've been trying for years.
The wages of sin is Jesus Christ. No,
Jesus wept in...
I just can't get it. Well, the Bible verse was spectacular. The energy drink or the drinking caffeine part.
I think I know what drink he's pulling out here.
Because people,
am I right?
You are. I thought about not because I drank one the other day, but
oh man, that's already 3.
well, I gave one to Daniel.
That's already 4.
No, oh man, this is my second.
Not for you, but in general. Is it not? I don't know. Keep going.
This is 3,
okay.
including the one I gave to Daniel, and I told him not to drink it unless I was around.
Okay.
Who knows if he'll do that or not, but we'll see. A lot of people may know that since Caleb A.M started and before, there's been a flavor of Bang that is way up there on the tier list, but disappeared. Couldn't find it. It was just non-existent. It's very depressing. I would stop at random gas stations to look at it. Like, I've talked about it on a lot of Caleb A.M.s. I don't know specific ones, but I know I've talked about it. And let's just say I found it. Purple guava bear. I didn't find it. We did Secret Santa, and my good friend JJ bought them for me. So
yes,
it's one of my favorite flavors. This can is dented, unfortunately. That's okay though.
You are drinking this one. Nice crisp. And then, unfortunately, it would have been really cool if I found a Lolokai lychee for today's episode. I did not.
That's okay.
I just got a rainbow.
That's my
sherbet.
favorite rain.
It is his favorite rain. Want to switch? Okay.
You're lucky I didn't cuss you out. Ooh man, I got close.
The fact that you even thought about it, really.
I'm sorry, I
It's
didn't
just
mean
like,
it. I wasn't going
wow.
to do that. I wasn't going to do that, I promise.
You're lucky I didn't just kill you right here on stream.
I thought about it when you started the stream with me yawning.
I didn't mean to.
I think you did. I love this one. I actually smelled something that smelled like that the other day, and it made me really sad that I didn't have one.
It happens.
You came in clutch. I love this.
He loves
Excuse me.
I can attest, he does love it, in fact. Well,
It's actually my favorite flavor until I had peach mango.
peach mango.
I tried it, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is good.
This is peach and mango.
No, not peach mango, this one.
Oh.
And then I tried
What'd you say when you tried peach mango?
I cried.
I was speechless.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this flavor my entire personality. I'll make a YouTube show based off of it. I'll make my gamer tag peach mango.
He literally did that.
And that's what I did.
But it's peach mango. Out here, I don't remember the exact line. Peach mango.
Peach mango needs to learn the definition of fear. Because
they
they don't know it. They will not let you leave without the entrance fee.
That was so funny.
I need to find that clip on my phone. I used to be on the Overwatch team. Oh, you know, this ties in perfectly to the pops that I brought today.
We're getting into them quick today.
These are all some of the Overwatch 2 pops that I have. In order of least favorite to favorite. I'm a Kiriko main.
Kiriko.
And she's like my favorite Overwatch character ever. Besides Diva.
I'm about to say. What's happening?
But yeah. I pre-ordered the Kiriko one like a long time ago. But then I saw the Sigma pop and I was like, you know what, I really like Sigma, and there was a pop deal going on, so I got it. And then saw the Junker Queen one, and there was another pop deal going on, and JJ was buy 2 get for 20, and JJ was buying 3 pops, and I was like, JJ, just get this one, and I'll Venmo you $10, and that's what he did. Very clutch of JJ. And then I had the Kiriko one, and it's so cool. It's one of my favorite pops I own now. But anyways, I used to be in the Overwatch team at State. Very cool, I know. I would have been on it this year, but I am not spending money again for that.
Yeah,
Unless I was on the A team.
You were gypped, as the kids say.
Yeah.
Last season.
But
because he's peach mango.
I'm peach mango. Did they not watch that stream? But there was one game. It just like I played in a lot of games. It was my freshman year, like, but there was one that all three of y'all, you, JJ, and Daniel, I think, were in our dorm room, just like chilling while I was playing the game, and y'all were watching the stream that was happening, and it was so funny because I got like a 5-man or something, and then like the announcer he just started screaming. He's like, Peach Mango! They need to learn the definition of fear because they don't know it. And then, I felt bad because he was like, I mean, he was just trying his best, but everything he was saying was just not coherent.
It just made no sense.
But the funniest one, like, I already said it, but he said something, it was like, they were trying to leave, but
you're not
Peach Mango wouldn't let them get out
fee.
without their exit fee or entrance fee or something, but that doesn't make any sense. But I appreciate it because it was about me. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Overwatch moments.
That's a cool moment just in life in general.
Yeah.
It's like if John Mayer came up to me while I was playing guitar and was like, "Nice one, kid."
I don't think it would be that significant.
That I don't know. That's a pretty cool moment.
It would take like...
You got announcer recognition in a competition for something you love.
It would take like one of the professional announcers or like, I don't know, a big Overwatch player.
Noah Kahan comes up to you.
If Noah Kahan came up to me and was like, "Whoa, nice play, dude," I'd be like,
"Hold on. I got something better. You're playing Overwatch, right?" Noah Kahan walks up. He starts getting engaged. You're up here like...
And then he asks to be my duo.
And you're just like... And you keep playing, and then after you get a 5-man, he's just like, "Hey man, you from New England?" Because you impress him so much.
He just thinks I'm from New England, and then he wants to be in a song with me.
Exactly. He writes a song called Caleb Lad, aka Peach Mango, is so good at Overwatch that I have become a weeb.
And then the song has nothing to do with that, and it's about depression.
How's that? Is that better than what the announcer did?
That would be better.
Okay.
No offense to the announcer. It was one of my favorite Overwatch moments, for real. It was awesome. I had so much fun that night. And it really, like, I was definitely the worst person on the team. I don't know how I made a team. Like, I was... Yeah. I tried out for tank, I think, which I was diamond and tank. So I was like, that's pretty good. But I was, like, gold plat and like in between them in DPS, and they were like, "You want to play flex but mainly DPS?" I was like, "Sure, you'll be a sub." And I was like, "Okay." And they only had 7 players, so if they wanted to swap somebody out or somebody wasn't there, I was playing.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Sure." I remember when I tried out, I didn't play that good. I was like, "Well, that was fun." I guess my Overwatch career is over. And they let me in. I was like, "Oh shoot, this will be fun." It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember your pictures. I still have the one of you doing this.
Dude, that's a dope picture. It's hard. Yeah, getting the jersey was pretty cool because now I have 2 jerseys that say Peach Mango on the back. The only thing that sucked about not joining a team this year, or the club, I guess, was the fact that the jersey was really cool looking. But the best looking jersey was my freshman year jersey.
Dude, your second year jerseys were not good.
Yeah, they weren't that good. They're pretty ugly, honestly.
Yeah.
If the jersey is cool next year, I might just try out for the team again just for fun.
Yeah.
And then I'll regret not doing it last year because like then I would have had a jersey all 4 years of college. But oh well.
Junior year rules, baby.
Poll time, I guess.
Oh yeah, we have not gotten to the poll that quickly. It's okay though, because it's the last episode of the year. Anyways, every week on Caleb A.M, we post a poll on one of our Instagrams. This past week, or yesterday, Caleb Ladd had the poll on his Instagram. Next week it'll be on my Instagram. You can find our Instagrams in the description. Go follow us, vote on our polls.
Be next week.
Oh my gosh, no. Next year, you can follow us and vote on our polls. Go ahead and check out Instagram descriptions in the link below. Or not in the link. I don't know. The handles are in there. Go and follow us. We've been doing
just click on the video. They are there. Trust.
We have been doing our Christmas song tournament. It was between my two favorite Christmas songs, Jingle Bell Rock and O Holy Night, versus Caleb A.M.'s favorite two Christmas songs, Last Christmas by Wham! And This Is Christmas War Is Over by John Lennon and Koi Oiki.
Hold on.
It's okay.
I don't want to disrespect.
Yeah. I think it's Steve Aoki. I don't know who I just said.
It's Yoko Ono.
Yoko Ono. Sorry, I wasn't even close.
You were way off.
I
I knew you were off.
Not even close.
I knew you were off, and I was like, I don't know what it is now. Man,
and then
you had to open Instagram twice.
2 weeks ago, it was Jingle Bell Rock versus O Holy Night. Jingle Bell Rock won, and then last week it was Last Christmas versus War Is Over, and Last Christmas won. Those two are facing off today, and we have the results, or Caleb Ladd has the results, to decide what is the number one Christmas song.
Oh my goodness. Sorry. Overwatch nerves.
My fault.
Wow. Okay. So, go ahead. Give your opinions.
Well, everyone knows my opinion. Jingle Bell Rock, in my opinion, is the better song. It's my favorite Christmas song of all time. So, if I didn't say that, it'd be kind of whack.
That being said, I went for...
That being said, though, I don't think Jingle Bell Rock won. I think Last Christmas by Wham! Won. I do think it was kind of close. How close, I'm not sure. But while I ponder that, let me ramble on a bit more while I think about numbers in my head.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, Jingle Bell Rock is one of those songs that it's like one of those timeless pieces of Christmas music that it just kind of falls into that area of it plays on the radio and you don't really think about it. While Last Christmas at Wham! Has such a cult following around it.
Me.
Caleb Ladd. There's other people too. There's never been a movie called Jingle Bell Rock.
I've never met a Last Christmaser as big as me now.
I've never met one as big as you. I've definitely met some though, who love the song and, you know, getting that little every time it comes on type of vibe. It's got a following with it though, for sure. I think Last Christmas by Wham! Wins. I'm gonna go 58-42.
You were pretty close. Last Christmas did win. Yes! 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 It was 66-34. It was actually the first, like, hour of the poll. I hadn't, like, voted.
Mm-hmm.
And I normally vote on my polls because of my, like, second account that I made, like, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago, probably, actually. And so I went, clicked on Last Christmas, and it was 100%. And I was like, are you kidding me? Nobody's voted yet? And then I went back and checked on my account, and there was a bunch of votes, and it was just all for Last Christmas. I was like, we're about to get the sweep. Last Christmas
And then
sweep.
I hadn't voted yet.
Yeah. But yeah. So it did kind of balance out. I was like, I actually don't want the sweep because Jingle Bell Rock is a good song. Come on, guys, let's cut this out. But it was after I posted. No, not after. It was after like last week when we did it, and Last Christmas won. I was like, well, it was up against This Is Christmas, which is a much smaller song. I really did not know how big of a song Last Christmas was.
That's a
because
big song.
I don't listen to the radio for Christmas songs ever. It's just whatever plays in stores, and I don't hear it at stores. Because I found it from SeaWorld.
Yeah.
And like they played it constantly at SeaWorld, and so it became like a meme that me and Andy thought was hilarious because they kept playing this one Christmas song, and that's one of the reasons I love it so much because of memories.
Yeah.
But we were on our way to Christmas trivia, and we were like, ooh, what if the one of the long form questions is name the top 10 most listened to Christmas songs, and number 2 was Last Christmas by Wham! And I was like,
It's very popular.
dang, let's go.
I thought
because I thought the top 10 was gonna be All I Want for Christmas Is You, and then stuff like Jingle Bells, Jingle Bell Rock, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I thought it was gonna be like literal classics, not because like Last Christmas, as good of a song as it is a Christmas song, but it's not like that type of Christmas song. Like it's kind of like
it's not a classic.
It's not
type of Christmas song.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain that really, but when I think of Christmas, sometimes I think of Last Christmas, but I feel like generally Christmas songs are just so.
Christmas songs are more jazzy.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling like low key.
I mean, Last Christmas is kind of like a sad song, so.
And it's also got more of like a 80s pop vibe than
It's 80s pop vibe with like some Christmas themes, hints and notes in it. So like, I don't know, that shocked me.
I do think like before the streaming era of music, I don't think Last Christmas by Wham would have been up there as highly, just because you don't hear it on the radio as much.
Probably not.
As you do other Christmas songs. I think the streaming era has definitely.
It's probably all me. I listen to it a lot.
Actually, fun fact about the number 2 most streamed Christmas song of all time.
Nobody else has ever heard it.
If there's one guy who listens to it every day, 30 times a day.
Yeah.
But
we did not.
What was number 1?
That information. All On for Christmas.
It was number 1.
We didn't need the information, unfortunately. Actually, the funny thing was, one of the questions was who wrote the song "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" or something, and that was number 10. It was like Brenda Lee or something. Yeah, like that was number 10. But when I was looking through the list, I like skimmed it from 10 up, and then that's when I just skimmed it, and then I saw Last Christmas, and I was gonna study it, and then when I saw Last Christmas, I started talking about Last Christmas and forgot about the list, and it was number 10. I was like, dang, if I would have just kept like reading it, we would have got this question in place. We were only a couple points down. The worst one. Oh my gosh. Dude, it was so dumb. It was like, what song? It was like 79, I think. Or 80, no, it was 79. It wasn't 86, because Last Christmas came out in 86. 79, 1979. What comedic Christmas song was performed in 79 and had, what was it? It was like, and had like women's rights, politicians, and senior citizens upset with it.
Was it 79?
It was something old.
Was it Santa Claus is Watching You? What's his face? No, what was it?
Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Which I knew that. It's
older than I thought.
Yeah, I knew that people had problems with it. It might have been 89. It was 79 or 89.
Yeah.
But I was like, I knew that people had problems with that song. But
why?
Because Santa kills a woman, and she happens to be old. So
hey, kids, Santa Claus is not real.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I see
what?
The women's rights and the senior citizen thing. I get
I get the senior citizens maybe, but even the women's rights
it is kind of weird.
The frick.
It was old too. Like I don't think that people would have an issue with it today.
I love that song.
It's a funny song, and it's like, I don't know if she dies in it.
We just know she
She
dies because there's talks about how Grandpa's handling the situation.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't get where the politicians come in.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe they were trying to pander or something. I don't know.
She's been drinking too much eggnog.
But yeah, I knew that people had problems with the song, but like 2 questions earlier, we started talking about "Baby It's Cold Outside."
That's what I would have thought with the women's rights and the politicians that.
And yeah, so we were like, yeah, that song is creepy. Like it is weird.
I don't even think it's creepy. I think people hate on it too much. Like it's a guy trying to convince his girlfriend to stay. Like, I don't think any of the lyrics are creepy. That's just my opinion. Go ahead and cancel me, internet. But
I mean, I can get how it depends on the relationship, but I think the problem people have with it is like she is so insistent on leaving, and he was like, no, you cannot leave. So I get why people think it's creepy. But if he really is just looking out for her, He's a good guy.
I think it's part. Hey, I just want you to stay and have a good time. Don't leave me, babe.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's just she really wants to. I don't know.
She doesn't really want to leave. She has to leave, like go visit family and stuff. She doesn't want to.
Oh well. But
So-
we ended up guessing that.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed.
Because it came in like the 50s, and I was like, it's definitely that old or old enough for this to be a problem. And then as soon as I turned it in, like I sat down and Aaliyah was like, yeah, we probably should have guessed Grandma got run over by a reindeer. And I was like, what? And we were all like, dang it, yeah, we should have. And she was like, yeah, I've been thinking that the whole time, but y'all seemed pretty confident and Baby It's Cold Outside. I was like, we literally brought it up because we said I had no idea what else it could be. That's not confidence. Like, what are you talking about?
That's funny.
And Colton was like, what is wrong with you?
He said that to her. What is wrong with you?
Something along those lines.
See,
there was a couple other ones that we were like really close on. One of them was really funny. Colton. Oh shoot, what was it? There was one that had to do with a year. It was like, what year did Queen Elizabeth start the second, like the one that just died, start televising her Christmas speech or something like that? And they were like, it's probably in the 70s or something. I was like, I think it's 54.
And 54.
Yeah, it was 54. And like, we ended up going the 70s, and right before I held my hand up, I was like, I'm just saying, guys, it's 1954, and I'm gonna punch you all when I'm right. And then JJ was like, then write 1954, and I was like, no, not gonna do it. And then we turned it in, and it was 1954, and I was just like,
dang it.
I should have done it. But then there was another one where it was like, how long do Christmas trees have to grow before they're like the perfect height or whatever? And Colton was like, it's 6 years. I'm telling you, it's 6 years. And I was like, I think it's 8 years. And he was like, nah, it's 6 years.
His stepmom did try to grow.
And then he started talking about how his stepparents or his stepmom and dad started trying to grow Christmas trees, and he was like, they're on their 5th year now, and I think they're gonna cut them this year. And I was like, it didn't register with me how that is not the like. It's just like, you know, just because they've been doing it for 5 years doesn't mean that this is the year that they're gonna cut them. But I was like, hey, makes sense to me. Let's go for it. But I think it's 8 years, and then it was 7 years. I was like, dang it, we should have just taken the average.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was JJ was like, hey, y'all did better than me. I was gonna guess 6 months. I was like,
JJ, no.
a tree. I was like, dude, a Christmas tree after 6 months is probably this tall. Like, it's still a sapling.
That's funny. Dude, I would have never in my life even considered Grandma got ran over by a reindeer as a problematic song. Like, if Aaliyah, if I would have been there when Aaliyah said that, and y'all would have been like, oh yeah, we probably should have guessed, I would have been like, y'all are stupid. In what world is that?
I knew for a fact that it was a problematic song.
I had no clue.
After I watched the short movie, like however long, the movie for it,
Yeah.
I remember like reading something about how like people had a big issue with it.
Yeah.
That one I don't really get. I get Baby It's Cold Outside, but I don't know. It's weird because it's not like Santa had malice. He didn't mean to. He just happened to hit her.
She was a drunk old lady.
He just happened to hit her.
He dredged out in the snow. It's more her fault than his.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't get off scotch-free. He murdered somebody.
He murdered.
But he didn't mean to.
Give him
Give him
manslaughter 1 and move on. Call it.
Give him a couple years sentence and then move on. He's got to deliver gifts. Anyways, I got you a small Christmas happy on the Christmas theme. I wrapped it in my Christmas sweater.
Well, I didn't know that. Now, this is the second year you've gotten me something, and I was just like, what? You weren't supposed to do that. It is a Funko Pop.
It is.
If I guess what it is, can you high-five me?
Sure. Like what he's feeling the character thing.
I honestly have no clue. It's Star-Lord.
But Christmas.
But Christmas.
Get it Christmas?
Christmas. Guardians of the Galaxy. I still haven't watched the holiday special yet. I need to watch it. Thank you, Ken.
Oh, I thought you meant in general. I was like, we literally watched it together.
This year. I gotta watch. I watched everything I wanted to watch Christmas related so far, except for this and Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas.
I heard you mention that. Oh, hey, I got you that mug.
You did. That's so cool. Thank you, Caleb.
What's that like white line on it?
I don't know. It's not. It's inside the box, so I couldn't get it out.
Huh. I did not notice that when I bought it.
I will get it out later.
I was looking for the Christmas Drax and too, but I didn't see him. Because he's kind of cool.
Was that at Five Below?
Yeah.
I'm going there later today because JJ said they had John Stockton. I want John Stockton.
I've seen that one around, and
I've seen that one since like October at Five Below.
yeah, but it was
bought it like 3 times.
It was the only one when we went,
Really?
and I was like, nah, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
I have to. Well, Christmas break.
Christmas break. Oh yeah. So.
Ooh, wait.
Go ahead.
This is also on trivia night, so ooh, dude. I don't know if you remember when we saw the manager, but he was telling us about how it was like also an ugly sweater contest or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Chick-fil-A like the next day to pick up my catering tray that I had won from Bingo, and I was wearing this sweater. This one.
Mm-hmm.
The one I've been wearing on Caleb A.M.
Yeah. The cute one.
It's not an ugly sweater, I don't think.
I don't think it's an ugly sweater. I think it's rad cool.
It's pretty sick. I've worn it to campus twice, and both times I got at least 5 compliments on it. So like, you know, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. The guy was like, oh, you should totally wear that. That's so cool. So I don't think he thought it was ugly either. But like they had like a competition, and I was like, I don't know how they're gonna do this, but as long as it's not based off applause, I think I've got a shot because he seems to really like my sweater. And they were giving out prizes to first, second, and third. And so we get up there, and there was like 10 people, and he was like, all right, we're gonna do this based off applause. And I was like, you gotta be this. I hate this so much because I hate being a part of competitions that are applause based because it's just like it is so awkward for everybody involved. Like nobody's having a good time. And he starts going down on the second one, and he's like, "How about this one? This fine young man in the sharp sweatshirt." And then JJ and Colton are the only ones that clapped. And then after like 2 seconds of clapping, Colton stopped, and it was just JJ.
That's so funny, bro.
I was just like, oh man. I wanted to sit down and leave like right there. I hated it. I was like, why did we do it?
Yeah! I'm so glad I wasn't there because I would have been like, yeah!
That would have been nice. I needed that. I feel like.
Oh, right, yeah! Woo!
I feel like I might have got some more people clapping if there was some enthusiasm from the clappers.
Bro, I would have gone all out, bro.
I genuinely thought that it was gonna, like, most of the times when they do that, there was like at least some clapping. Like people will like do soft claps for everybody, but no, they were just like. I was like, golly.
Hey, it means that yours isn't ugly.
You're right.
It's not an ugly sweater.
The funniest thing was the dude that won wasn't even wearing a sweater. He brought like a suit. Like, this is not a sweater.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I like pretty much everybody was just clapping for the person that came from their table.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like awkward all the way down. Like it was just like sometimes people would have more people clapping for them if theirs was like really ugly. But like it was just like randomly swapping between tables. It just so happened that I had the least amount of people at my table, and one of those people didn't clap.
Yeah.
So yeah. It was awful. I hated it. I was like, I wish I just hadn't got up. Like I could have been wearing a sweater and not got in. I there was nothing forcing me to, but I did.
Yeah. Good job. I remember, unless you're already finished.
I have another story, but it's not from trivia. So
Mine's related in a way. I was in one costume competition in my life, and it was at Youth at Fairview. The year I dressed up as 3-Hole Punch Jim, and I won. And I think people were upset that I won because I put so little effort into that. Like I had a
which is the point of the
I put it on a backwards cap and like didn't have a tie. It was just a white button-up shirt with 3-hole punches. And like Sam comes up to talk to me about my costume, and before he even says anything, people are just like, I was like, "Who are you, Jim Halpert?" And what do you do, Jim Halpert? I'm a paper salesman from Dunder Mifflin Trading. And I won somehow. And I was like, and like I think Haley Gilmer, she hadn't watched The Office at that point in her life yet. She was so mad, like, there's no way you should have won over some of those other costumes. There was like actual good costume. You have 3 pieces of paper taped to your shirt. Like, I didn't think I was gonna win either.
No.
I was just having fun. Like,
I remember the only time I ever won a game was the week that they didn't have prizes.
I remember that. You were so mad.
I wasn't mad, I was just disappointed.
Yeah.
I made a joke about it to Sam afterwards, and he said, "I'll get you one," and then he quit.
He's like, crap, this is a promise I cannot deliver.
I can't get out of this one. I gotta leave.
I just made this promise to the pastor's son. I gotta go.
Guys, I gotta go. I cannot
I'm in
stay
too
here.
deep on this one.
On Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
when me and JJ decided we were going to go to Cracker Barrel, because I really wanted Cracker Barrel, we went, and it was actually really fun because I was just chilling. JJ went to the restroom, and the server walked by, and I didn't really get a good look at him.
Mm-hmm.
But he asked what we wanted to drink. I got a water and a milk. I was like, my friend's probably going to want sweet tea. JJ did want sweet tea. I wasn't wrong.
You know your friends?
So, yeah. So,
What would I order at a restaurant to drink?
probably water. Yeah.
He knows his friends!
So, then when he came back after, like, when he brought the drinks, I got a good look at him. I was like, dang, this guy looks familiar.
How old
And-
is this guy?
And then I started telling JJ about how he looked like my friend from middle school that I hadn't seen since 7th grade. And JJ couldn't care less. He didn't care at all. And I was like,
Classic Jay.
I kind of want to ask if it's him. No, I'm not going to. His name is Jacob. And I was like, I'm not going to ask. There's no way. And I was like looking into the kitchen, and one of his coworkers said, like, he was like standing next to her, and then she went, "Oh, come on, Jacob!" And I was like, why would you say that? And I was like, that was so like.
He was thinking it was you too.
Well, so later into the night, I was like, I've got to ask. And so he brought us our ticket, and I was like, oh, nope, didn't come out. The words did not come out. Because I was just like, at that point, I like knew it was him. I was like, it's 100% him. It looks like him. His name is the same name, and he looks about the age that he would be. So I was like, I got to do it. But then I kept convincing myself that I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And if I asked, you'd be like, "Ooh, what? No, why are you asking me that?" But so, right before we left, I was like, "Dude, might be weird, but did you go to the middle school at New Hope?" And he was like, "Yeah, for some of it I did." He left after 7th grade. And I was like, "Were you in the band?" And he went, "Caleb Lad." And I was like, "Yo!"
Caleb.
I was like, I can't believe he remembered not just my first name, but my last name too.
That's sick.
I felt so special. It was like, I was on a high after that. I just felt so good about myself. I was like, not like about the fact that somebody remembered my name, but just the fact that I'm like, that's the first time in my life I've ran into somebody that I haven't seen in like 10 years. And it was like crazy. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, what? It was awesome.
Nice.
Definitely one of the highlights of my week.
Yeah.
Because me and him were best bros. We were the homies. We played trombone together.
Nice.
We used to crack jokes all the time.
Crack jokes. Sorry.
I tell stories about him sometimes, but I never mentioned his name, so
Sounds
nobody,
like a cool guy.
nobody would know about him. Yeah, I remember one time when he told me he was an atheist and we had an argument about God. It was really fun. I kept debunking what he said, and I felt like such a smart 7th grader.
You were probably so base.
And he would be like, "That's a pretty good point," and then we just move on. Yeah, it was boom. So
Boom shakalaka.
that was really cool.
Yeah. Nice. He seems like he's still on a high. He's just looking off into the distance thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is that the coolest thing that's happened for you in break so far?
Are you expecting?
No.
Oh,
I'll just
you're just looking at me like, remember what I did? I'm like, you haven't done anything.
I'll just talk about the coolest thing that's happened to me in break so far.
Oh.
If
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that's your coolest thing.
that's probably the coolest thing. I mean, I finished editing my video last night. That was pretty cool, but that wasn't the same as running into one of my
Yeah.
best friends from 10 years ago.
My coolest thing is not the same as that either, but it's my coolest thing.
I know what your coolest thing is.
You do?
Your setup.
Yeah. So, okay. Let me paint the picture, right? I'm home. Second night I'm there, because the first night I was there, I had to go to a party at my pastor's house. And after that party, I just went home and I didn't set up my PlayStation or anything. So, and then the next night, I had to set my PlayStation up in the downstairs basement where the pool table is, and then Jackie moved it without talking to me, and I had to beat her up for doing that. And because she was having her friends over for their Secret Santa party.
That is so lame.
Their party was a
I think
lot.
that's your secret thing.
Yeah, their party was a lot cooler than ours. They had snacks and lights and music.
We had each other.
We did. So did they.
But they're not us.
They're not us. You're right.
Ours was cooler because JJ bought me a 12-pack of bang.
He did buy you 12-pack of bag. That was so funny, dude. Like, wow, this is heavy. Like, when you took the wrapping paper off, I said, "Let me see if it's still heavy." That's one of my favorite jokes I've made in a long time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because I'm not a funny guy, so I was.
No, you were not.
I was very happy with
Guys,
that
I'm
joke.
joking. It's funny.
I was very happy with that joke. Anyways, so then I put it in the living room, and then my mom was like, "You gotta move it. We're having people over Sunday night." And I was like,
I don't want them to see that filthy piece of equipment.
I was like, "Freak." Okay, so I had to do something. So I borrowed a television from downstairs. I needed a
You're
place
gonna
to
get
put it.
home today, and that TV's gonna.
It's
be
probably
gone.
gonna be gone. But
Jackie's gonna say that she needed it for her TV party.
but I couldn't put it. I was just gonna put it on my dresser and like just lay in my bed and play. But I was like, dude, my PlayStation 5 is pretty tall, and my dresser's full with a bunch of stuff. So what am I supposed to do? So I was like, well, there's a little square right here in between my bed and the wall. Then it hit me, and I went scrummaging through the attic and closets, and I found my old gaming chair that sits on the ground and you rock. And I was like, oh yeah. So I put it in that little rectangle shape and put my TV there, and I was like, dude, this could be so cool if I just put some effort into it. So I spent the next day cleaning my room. I got a box to put the TV on, strung up some Christmas lights, got a box to hold my snacks, got a trash can in there. Dude, I'm having so much fun sitting in there.
Looks like a little fort.
It looks like a little fort. I'm thinking about getting a blanket and just like putting it over it because it's fun. I feel like I'm back in middle school, not even middle school, like late elementary school, sitting in my gaming chair playing Skylanders. Except
I was gonna say you are playing the Lego game.
I am playing a Lego game, and dude, I'm having just a grand old time, and it's been so much fun. And every time I plug in my lights, I'm just like, yeah, why didn't I do this when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Why couldn't I have done this when I was a kid? This is sick, but I'm probably hyping it up too much, but that is the most productive I've been over Christmas break, and it's the most I've done over Christmas break because it caused me to have to clean my room, so that way it looked pretty cool.
That's
And-
good.
Yeah, so
I need to clean my room before I leave for Madison.
are you leaving today?
No, I'm gonna go tomorrow. My plan originally was Friday, so I could go to bingo tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
But the parentals are like, "Come on, Caleb, we want to see you." I'm like, "I want to be there all break."
Well, it's like a month, man.
I just wanted one full week of nothing to do in Starkville.
Yeah.
Where I was like not stressed the freak out.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been pretty stressed out.
I'm sorry.
But it's not the same stress as like, oh my gosh, if I don't do this perfectly, I'm going to make a B in this class. It's I want this video to look good, and I'm having a good time editing it. So it's a different type of stress, but it's still stress.
Yeah.
My productiveness has been that video. I've played disc golf twice. Me and JJ played.
You've been more productive than I have.
Yeah.
I have a video that should have been finished editing like during school, and
yeah, it helps that I'm on a time crunch and you're not though.
yeah.
Because I can't edit it in Columbus, and if it was a different video, I would just wait till I got back, honestly. But it's about
the year.
It's about the year, and I wouldn't want to wait until like January to start editing a video that should have come out. And I don't know when should I put it on January 1st or December 31st?
December 31st, last day of the year.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's my opinion.
That's what I was gonna do. But yeah. So I had to work on it, and I've pretty much finished it. I've got through the end of the video. Like if I wanted to, I could upload it now and start like making sure it's good to upload. But I'm gonna spend today like playing video games and going through it on like breaks and like just watching clips and adding other stuff if I feel like it. We'll see. Perfecting it, you know.
Sure.
It's my best looking video yet, I think. But yeah, that's the extent of my productiveness. Me and JJ played 9 holes of disc golf on Monday, and then Tuesday we went to Columbus to pick stuff up for my parents, and we got lunch, and then we played disc golf with Connor. It was a lot of fun. Got to talk about like the fact that he's gonna his wedding and stuff. I don't know why. I feel girly when weddings are going on, but like I love wedding plans. I think they're
I love it.
I think they're sweet. It's fun.
Wedding plans are cool.
It just makes me more depressed that I'm single and alone. But you know, thanks. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But besides that, I haven't really done anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I've been here, I've been in my room, and like my schedule has pretty much just been like I will play Overwatch until I either get too mad I just can't do it anymore, or I will play until I lose, and then I'll go edit a section of the video, and then I'll play till I lose. So
yeah.
And now that I think about it, like literally all I've done, like it hasn't really felt like that, but I don't think I've gone anywhere. And then I've stayed up late, and then stayed in bed late, and I hate staying in my bed after 9. If it hits 9 o'clock and I'm still in bed, I get so mad at myself. But I've been in bed till like 10 every day lately. And oh my goodness, I hate it so much.
I've been on so little sleep recently because Lauren started this new job, and she's doing sales for this knife company, and she has to do it on the phone, and all of her appointments are set up to like after 5 o'clock because that's when people aren't working. And so before 5, is really her only free time right now, because she's trying to get to a certain amount of sales. She can get a certain bonus before Christmas. Anyways,
so lame of her.
So like I stay up late playing video games, and then she'll call me, and I have my ringer on when I go to sleep, because normally I set an alarm, and I've been setting my alarm for like 10.
You know alarms go off if your finger's off, right?
Okay, cool. Anyways, I figured it was just like a vibrating thing.
Nah.
Oh, okay, sick. Anyways.
You want me to prove it?
No, I believe you.
I know that because I set like 4 alarms this morning and my ringer's off.
Well,
because I did not think I was going to wake up today.
She calls me at like 7:45, like, "Hey, wake up, we gotta hang out today before I go to work and go and do stuff." And I'm like, Okay, so I've been waking up pretty early, but I've been going to bed really late, so I'm really tired all the time. I've had 5 of these this week, and it's Wednesday. Um, yeah, not rains. I had one monster and one ghost, but the other two were rains, and this was a rain. But
I almost bought a Ghost yesterday for my drive to Madison, but I'm gonna just drink a Swirly Pop.
Nice.
I was gonna pull an all-nighter on Monday,
I
but
thought about it.
or no, it was either Sunday or Monday night. I was like, I'm gonna pull an. It was Sunday, so that way I could fix my sleep schedule so I could wake up for this.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna pull an all-nighter on Sunday and like crank out the video.
Yeah.
But then when we got back from Cracker Barrel, me and I don't know. That was the night I played video games with Jack for a little bit, and was that the night that I tried to join?
Sunday night.
It was Sunday night. I tried to play Lego Fortnite, and then it said no. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, screw this. I'm not gonna play it all then. No, wait, no, that was Saturday night.
Was it?
Yeah, because we talked about it at Merry Christmas Columbus.
Oh yeah, we did. You're right.
Well, Sunday night I was gonna pull an all-nighter, but then I got tired, and I was like, my plan was when I got tired I was just gonna drink an energy drink, and then I was like, I guess I'll just go to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't want to pull an all-nighter.
Monday night, I was kind
I
of
do
in a
miss
similar
all-night
boat as
stuff.
you. We were playing Lego Fortnite, and I had a monster in the fridge. And I was like, guys, how much later are we staying on? So we're staying on late. Like, I need to go ahead and pop an energy drink now. And they were like, yeah, I got a few more hours in me. And JJ and Colton were both like, yeah, I can play probably maybe a couple. Oh gosh, dude, it was so funny. Colton said a couple more hours, and JJ said, yeah, I don't know about a couple. I could probably go one or two. Anyway, me and Colton ripped into him for that. But so I was like,
I heard that in JJ's voice.
Yeah.
That's such a JJ thing.
that's such a JJ thing. So I was like,
JJ.
well, if
He's
they're
right
going to
there.
stay on for like 2 more hours, I can go ahead and pop one now when they're done, have enough energy to keep going or play a different game or something. So I popped one, and then they got off in like 45 minutes, and I was like, well. So I tried to keep playing, but then I had lost all gusto. So I drank an energy drink and tried to go to bed. It didn't work. But I didn't want to play games, so I kind of laid in bed and just watched YouTube.
Dude.
But
One time, back in my early days of banging, when I started drinking bangs, here, I'll get the origin story of my bangs. I got an ad for one on like YouTube or something,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, that's cool, Bang Energy. And then I made a joke about, I saw one at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I was like, Mom, can I get this Bang? And she was like, no, those are not healthy. And I was like, oh, okay. And then
Whatever, Mom.
And then later, like a couple days later, that was back in the like high school summers.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Daniel, we were like working together, and whenever we would get like we'd go to Chick-fil-A or something, and then hang out for like a couple hours, like a couple times a week. Not a couple, like once or twice. But actually, it's probably closer to 3 or 4. But so we went to Walmart once, and we saw bangs, and Daniel was like, "Oh, I think I might get a bang." I was like, "Yo, you bang?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I want a bang. I want to try a bang." And then back then they're actually worse now because the cans are more similar. Because now there's 3 that all look very similar, and only one of the flavors is good. But it was Rainbow Unicorn and Radical Skedaddle. Radical Skedaddle sucks. It's not good. Rainbow Unicorn is good, very good. And he was like, "You gotta try this one. It's like the flavor. This was one of their first flavors." I was like, "Heck yeah, I'll try it." But for whatever reason, it was like a big like 12 pack, and like it was like completely open, and you could just take them. Because they used to have like a big wall of bangs at Walmart in the back. Man, those were the days. Back when every time we go to Walmart, we would try new flavors. Those were the days. But he picked out a Rainbow Unicorn and then put it back, like joking. I don't remember why. But then he reached, like, and picked up the one behind it, and we were like, all right, that he got a coffee flavor for some reason. I don't know why. It was nasty. And then we checked out. We get in the car. I take a sip. I was like, "This isn't good." And he was like, "What? That thing's incredible." He drinks it like, "Yeah, this sucks." And they looked at the flavors like, "Oh, this isn't the right one." I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me." And so like, I like took it. I took another sip. I was like, "Yeah, this is terrible. I can't finish this." He's like, "I can't either."
What flavor was it?
Radical stupid. It's bad. And so we dumped it out, and I was like, "Oh, this thing sucks." And I chunked it in the back of my car, like, because I was mad.
And that's where
it started. Ever since then, we've put every can in the back of my car. We've had to throw away a couple because some of them have blown up. So yeah, that's where it started.
Nice.
I forgot where I was going with that.
I don't either. I remember when my bang journey started.
When did that start? Caleb A.M?
No, I tried to get into bang because I got the advertisements when it first became a thing. Also,
I remember where I was going.
And me and Jackie were both really excited because we both liked energy drinks. So we tried 10 of them, I think, at the start because all we had was our Texaco that had them. They didn't have a lot. We tried pina colada, cotton candy, Miami Cola, which was one of the worst things I ever put in my mouth.
Miami Cola was bad.
Peach mango. I don't remember the other ones. Those are only 4 I like.
Probably rainbow unicorn.
Probably apple crisp.
Yeah, that one was.
I don't know. I remember just really loving pina colada and cotton candy a lot, and then Jackie claimed she tried 20. I don't think she did. I think she's making that up. But
how long ago was this?
This was back before I could drive. Well, I mean, I had my license, but I didn't have my car. I got my car in March.
They didn't have that many flavors.
Yeah, I think she made that up. Anyways, she went to Monster, which is what she drinks now, and then I sip pina colada and cotton candy pretty often, and then I just stopped with energy drinks for a while, and then before I found Rain, and then
the only two that I ever buy are Bang and Ghost, and I normally only buy Ghost with flex dollars because they don't have Bangs at the pod market. But if I need I think Bangs are obviously my favorite.
Yeah.
But Ghost are a little bit healthier, and they have I think they're the most efficient at their job.
Energy providing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any sort of crash after
That's me with Rain.
a Ghost.
That's the main reason why I started drinking Rain, because they are, some of the flavors are the best tasting to me, like this one.
That one and White
Gummy Bear are my favorite.
Those are the only two I would buy.
Energy drinks. I like the Orange Dreamsicle Rain better than most other Orange Dreamsicles, but
I do like that.
Orange Dreamsicle itself is not the top tier flavor in general or anything, for me at least, even though I do love it. But I don't have a crash. I don't get as much energy as I used to from this thing. I remember the first day I got a Rain, I got the Orange Dreamsicle. Dude, I was living life that day. That energy I got was so great, and I didn't crash. And now I still don't crash. It makes me pee 5 times.
Dude.
But it's worth it.
There was one time when I found out that they made you use the restroom. I didn't know that caffeine was...
I found out.
I didn't know that caffeine was a inducer of urine.
Mm-hmm.
And we were on our way back from SeaWorld, and I chugged a Froze Rose. Not the alcohol. I don't alcohol. The Bang. I also miss Froze Rose. After I got this, me and Daniel were talking.
I thought Froze Rose was bad.
No, it's bad.
Okay.
It was the one. It actually surprised us the most. Let me pull up the old tier list. But yeah, I chugged one, and then it just it hit so fast, and I was like, "Dad, we have to stop." And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "I have to pee really. I have to pee so bad." He was like, "Okay, we'll stop." And this might be TMI, but I don't really care. I timed that pee, and it was over 2 minutes long.
Dude.
I was like, what is happening? I'm draining my entire body. This is not good.
So I bought another Bang after that to replenish what I lost.
Yeah, but I'm saving that as a reaction photo.
I love that picture. I forgot about that. I remember that night though.
I do too.
That was back when Fortnite was fun. Back when we had Xboxes.
Yeah. But so, anyways, this is why I was thinking about the original bangs. I didn't really think about how they were energy drinks. Like, I drank them because I wanted to and they tasted good. And then eventually it was because, like, it became like one of me and Daniel's things and we would throw them in the back of the car.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But then one time we went to his house to watch, I think it was One Punch Man. And Andy came with us. Andy was insistent on not trying them because he said the smell was revolting. And I was like, they don't, they all smell different. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And some of them just smell like...
Some of them smell like mush. Like
some of them smell bad.
And taste good, like Swirly Pop. Swirly Pop tastes great, but every time I smell it, all I smell is must from a 12-year-old boy who hasn't got deodorant yet.
Yeah, Swirly Pop's not the best smell, and I ain't gonna defend it, but that thing tastes
great, yeah.
And so, like, I don't know where he was coming from. Because, like, we had stuff like Apple Crisp and Peach Mango. Those were the ones we always got back then because they weren't, like, we weren't worried about them, you know, being rare like they are now.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get him to drink them. He won't, but then we were watching at like 8 p.m. or after.
Yeah.
It might have been like 10. And we finished the show at like 1 in the morning. And I'm still sipping my bang. And we're going to head out. We go home. And I got in bed and was just like watching YouTube. And then I read an article because I got bored watching YouTube. And then eventually I was like, I'm not really tired. I'm going to try but I need to go to sleep. So I'm going to try to go to sleep. And so I laid in my bed, and it's the only time, not the only time, because I've drank in bangs after this, and it's happened again, but one of the only times that I've ever, like, just, like, not been able to fall asleep. Like, I was so untired. I was just, like, laying there with my eyes closed, and I timed it. Mm-hmm. Not, like, timed it, but, like, I was, like, it was, like, 1:15 or so when I was, like, started, and then at 1:40 something, I, like, looked at the clock, hadn't even gotten close to falling asleep. I was, like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And so I got my phone out and binge watched an entire show.
Nice.
2 seasons of it almost.
I love doing
And then it was like daytime, and I was like, I got to like some of the last 2 or 3 episodes. It was like daytime, and I was like, oh crap. I'm gonna go to sleep. No, it was a break or summer or something. And so I finally like got so tired I fell asleep, and then I woke up like 3 hours later and then finished watching the show. It was a lot of fun. Hey, this was
what flavor is that?
Rainbow Unicorn.
Okay.
February 2021. This was before I watched Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer cosplay part 2.
I made another one with a paper towel. I'm trying to find the
dude.
Just
talking about
every once in a while I go look at the fact that Overwatch got a 10. I think it has a 5 now. No, Overwatch should got a 7.
I remember this was more recently, but the first time I tried a Celsius, it was freshman year, and I just remember seeing people all over.
Oh my gosh.
The old Delish Strawberry Kiss, dude.
I don't know why they changed that can, dude.
I don't know why they changed the flavor.
Yeah, the flavor isn't good.
That was my favorite Bang until they changed the flavor. I don't even like strawberry. Ask anybody.
Froze Rose was sick. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't, looking back, it shouldn't have been above...
I miss the old Pina Colada can, too.
It shouldn't have been above Purple Guava Bear. And Cherry Blade Lemonade, oh my gosh, it got chipped. That's my second favorite flavor now. If I have one of those, I'm drinking one tomorrow.
But yeah, I tried a Celsius, and just because at freshman year, everybody and their mom was literally drinking a Celsius. Like, every time I walked into class, I saw everybody with one of those little round cans just...
Oh, I had the Bang tier list favorited.
I walked in, and so I decided I would try one and see what the hype is. Dude, that thing tasted like crap. I was like, you people are insane. If these are actually healthy for you, like, it's not worth it. But after I finished it, for a solid hour, I probably had the best feeling energy I had from an energy drink before. Like, it wasn't like hyper. It wasn't like I was walking crazy fast or anything like that, like normal energy drinks do. I just felt like
I
just
became
felt
the
good.
Flash.
I felt good. Like I was just like, dude, this is nice. This is a great feeling. I might start drinking these, and then after an hour, it just went straight to drowsiness, and I was like, you people are stupid.
This is a much better
But
tier list.
If I need an hour of energy, like I gotta just get through this for an hour, I might have a Celsius because I'll feel better and I get through that hour, but it's not worth the taste to me just to have an hour of energy. I do love the lemon lime Celsius is very good, but the rest of them that I've had are horrible.
I agree. Cherry Blade Lemonade made its way up the ranks, right below Purple Guava Pear, 6th place. I like that. Nectarine Blueberry is crazy low. That's our
I
number,
love nectarine. Blueberry.
That's our number 2 right now.
That's my
Peach
number.
Mango, Nectarine Blueberry.
That's my number 2.
Because-
My one is pina colada.
Because my favorite is Peach Mango, my second favorite is Cherry Blade Lemonade, and my third is Nectarine Blueberry. And then my fourth is either Pina Colada or Purple Guava Pear. And then 6th is Swirly Pop. So yeah. Bankster Berry would probably be up there too. I don't know. But, so,
What is that? What is that one?
this one?
No,
This one?
yeah,
That's Rainbow.
no,
Nation.
that one.
This one?
Yeah,
This one?
yeah.
That's Miami Cola.
Wow. So is that the first place up there?
This is last place, and then to the right, this is the
Okay.
bottom row.
I'm just
and then
making
it goes
sure.
back to this and here. So
I'm just-
this is first.
Okay.
This is last.
I'm just making sure because I was gonna be upset because I thought for a second the first row was.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hate Miami Cola too. I remember trying that.
it's
thinking-
bad. This one, birthday cake bash. It's the only flavor I've only had once.
The coffee birthday cake is really good. I'm bang.
Yeah, it was okay.
I really liked it. I haven't
There
tried
was
regular
is this the
birthday
Georgia
cake bash.
The Georgia peach sweet tea was the only tea one we had that was okay. The other teas are disgusting.
Dude, the natural ones
The-
you made me try.
Oh gosh,
Dude, I hated those.
The original Froze Rose is, to this day, my least favorite bang flavor, and Whole Lot of Chocolate exists. Like, that's saying a lot.
That is saying a lot.
Whole Lot of Chocolate is,
That's one of the worst things to put in my mouth.
that is the worst idea I think a human has ever came up with.
Was it Red or Link that I didn't really like it, but liked a whole lot of chocolate?
I don't remember.
One of them actually liked it, and I was like, "What is wrong
See,
with you?"
the issue with that one is the way they do their gut check is they take one sip.
Yeah.
Because when I tried it, I was like, I mean, it's not good, but it ain't bad. And me and Daniel, the idiots that we are, we bought 4 of them. Like, we've been looking for it, and we saw it, and we bought 4. Are we idiots? Yes. Oh goodness. Try it if you haven't. It's so bad. It's awesome.
It's like one of those things you have to try.
It's so bad you gotta
It's
try it.
so
Like,
bad.
Froze Rose is just so bad, but Whole Lot of Chocolate is so bad you have to try it. Like,
Mhm.
Froze, it's crazy to think, I was drinking Froze Rose, and I was trying not to think about it because we liked Froze Rose. It was natural Froze Rose.
Mhm.
And I was trying not to think about it because it was bad. And then, like, out of nowhere, I almost threw up. Like, I took a sip and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then me and Jack and Daniel were playing video games, and I was like, Daniel, I'm drinking this Bang, and it's horrible. You got to come over here and try it. And he drove to my house to try it, and he was like, he almost threw up too when he started drinking. I was like, dude, this is a different kind of bad. Like, this is awful. Yeah, natural Froze Rose is disgusting.
I've not had a good natural flavor, dude.
The apple crisp one is really bad. I don't remember if we had the mango one.
I've had.
We hadn't had it
I
yet.
don't know which ones I had. There was a day we spent
Yeah.
drinking natural rains or not bangs.
We had the
Whatever
whole lot of chocolate
reason.
there too. We
Mhm.
were just drinking the worst ones.
That's when we made the whole chocolate chicken, and we
Yeah.
tried it again with ramen.
Oh, you missed the first time when we did it with chocolate milk. Or we did it with milk. We were like, we decided to fix Whole Lot of Chocolate Bang by putting it in milk.
Did
and
it
making
curdle the
chocolate.
milk?
It curdled the milk.
Yeah, it happened when you pour your drinks in the milk.
Yeah. We drank it. But it was actually funny.
I would have never.
We
done
had
that.
we had a cup of milk and a cup of Bang, and in one of them, in the cup of milk, we poured the Bang in it, and it curdled the milk. But in the cup of Bang, and we poured the milk on top of it, it didn't curdle it. So we drank out of that one, and it was awful. It was really bad. It still tasted better than the Bang though. The natural mango one is a little bit better. I put it above birthday cake bash, but it's still disgusting. But after he tried the natural apple crisp, he he started disliking the flavor, like the actual flavor. He's come back around to it, so we're good. But dude, now I want to drink natural frozen rosé and whole hot chocolate. Like they taste so bad, it's just kind of fun to go back and drink.
I think you're wrong.
The whole hot chocolate one, the first sip is like a 5, and then the second sip is like a 2. It gets progressively worse every time you drink it. Like, it got to the throw up levels for me that day that, like, it trying to swallow that bang after the first sip is near impossible.
Yeah.
Like, it is just so outrageously bad.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Bang.
I'm sorry.
Sponsor me. But
That's
it's horrid.
I had the same experience when I tried a lot of chocolate. Like at first, it just tasted like a Tootsie Roll that was carbonated. I was like,
it's like a watered down Tootsie Roll that's carbonated. I don't like Tootsie Rolls, so.
I was like, that's not that bad. And then upon further investigation, you find out it's one of the worst things you could ever put in your system. It's horrible. It's bad.
It's like.
It's still not the worst energy drink I've ever had. If you watch Next Topic Media, you know the worst energy drink I've ever had is the yellow Red Bull.
I need to try
that crap sucks.
We should make a video where we go find all the worst energy drinks and rank them.
From like worst to
worstest.
Worst to worstest?
Or worstest to worst, I guess. But it would be more fun if we were trying to find the worst to go from the best to the worst.
So like you're saying like the best tasting of the worst? Or the worst tasting of the worst?
The best tasting of the worst or the worst tasting of the worst.
Okay.
Which I already know the top would be probably.
I know what mine's going to be.
The top would either be Monster or the original Red Bull. Because I despise both of them. I think the original Monster is worse than Whole Lot Chocolate.
That's absolute cap.
It tastes like piss and battery acid.
When is the last time you tasted piss and battery acid?
Last night.
I love making that argument when people like Riley. I don't know what we were talking about, but she said it tastes like actual urine. I'm like, Riley, when is the last time you tasted urine?
The thing is with that is I have smelled urine and battery acid, and if my senses don't do me wrong and whatever 90% of taste is smell, I know what it tastes like.
I just think it's funny.
It is funny.
No, I like the original Monster. It tastes.
I've heard everybody that like it say that it's like LaCroix. Like once you've had it enough times, it's just started to taste good. And I'm like, well,
that's not me. I liked it from the beginning.
LaCroix
weird. Sucks. The original Red Bull's not that good, but Red Bull does give you good energy. So
Red Bull's my least favorite energy drink. I've never had one that's above a 5.
I don't know. Celsius might be my least favorite.
I've only had a couple Celsiuses, and one of them was good. So I've never had a Red Bull that was good. Like the best one I've had was a 5.
I've had 2 Red Bulls that I would drink if, like, I wouldn't buy them over a Rain or a Ghost, but if I had them, I would drink them and have a good time with it. And then Celsius is just one. I think there's an energy drink I'm thinking about that I absolutely hate, and I can't remember what it is that I don't remember though. Oh, Electric Monkey. No, I like Electric Monkey. What's the one that I hate? I'll find out. No, it's Nas. Nas is the one I hate, dude. Nas is disgusting.
They only have like 2 flavors.
They have 2 flavors and they both suck. And it's like other than that and Full Throttle are my dad's 2 favorite energy drinks. Speaking of my dad, I gotta go to Arkansas on Monday, and I don't want to drive, so I'm gonna hire budget buses to take me. Anyways, deep cut joke. Caleb didn't think it was funny.
I'm sorry, I was trying to research Bang. I was hoping they'd make a comeback.
Did you hear my joke?
No.
I said I gotta go to my dad's house in Arkansas this week, and I don't want to drive, so I'm gonna hire budget buses to take me. Anyways.
Good one.
Thank you. Yeah.
Budget buses. Really? Budget buses?
It's in the name.
Budget buses.
Budget buses.
What in the budget buses? Budget buses?
Yeah,
budget buses.
Full Throttle and Nos are so bad. Of course, the original Monster isn't the best Monster flavor. The Monster juices are incredible, except for the patriotic one.
It doesn't help that I had the juices of Monster before I had the original Monster, and the white Monster is still my favorite. But like,
I'm not a fan of the white Monster.
It's disgusting.
I love the Monster juices.
But I'd have to try them back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, other things that would go on there would be, I guess we could, for funsies, we could throw in that disgusting bubblegum strawberry flavor from Ghost. They screwed the pooch,
that
dude.
Thing was
they didn't have a single flavor under a 7, and they're like, guys, we're gonna fix this.
Evan
Quick, pee in that can and distribute it.
Evan snapped us like with both the bubblegum flavors. Like, dude, these are really good. I was like, dude, you're just wrong.
They are
Those are
bad. The cotton candy one was just kind of like mid.
And I was looking forward to the cotton candy
one.
I love cotton candy. Those things suck. But yeah, no, I couldn't, in good conscience, put the regular Monster in the top worst. I could put the regular Red Bull in the top worst.
The Red Bull tastes worse than the Monster.
Um,
I'd have to try the Monster again, but I've only had it once, and it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever put in my mouth.
but yeah, Red Bull has. I like the dragon fruit and the coconut enough to buy. The rest of them, summer edition's okay, but I'm never gonna buy the summer edition because in the summer I'm just gonna go to Sonic and get a summer edition Red Bull slush because those slushes are really good. But yeah, I imagine going to Sonic and just buying it. It's so funny to me that you can buy a can of Red Bull from Sonic. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but
It's kind of funny.
I just want to I've never seen anybody do it, but I just want to go to Sonic, order a can of Red Bull, and have someone bring me a can of Red Bull to my car and then drive away, just to see if people think it's as funny as I do.
It's too late for you. You can't drink Red Bull anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I refuse to drink Red Bull after that. Unless I would drink coconut or dragon fruit again, but I'd have to be in a weird state of mind to do that. But those are flavors that I like, so.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think obviously yellow Red Bull, winter edition Red Bull.
I tried the yellow one, and I think it's because I had the bang coating my mouth, but it didn't hurt me that bad.
Thing.
That's why I want to try it again because I just do not remember it being that
that
bad.
girl in our film class had a yellow edition Red Bull every day, almost.
Hey.
And I was like,
Maybe she likes throw up.
I was like, you gotta enjoy the taste of vomit. Like, does your boyfriend vomit in your mouth? Because, like, that's absurd. Like, it upset me that she had that drink every day because I hated looking at it. Like, it.
Sometimes I think about that because, like, I know that people have different taste buds and stuff, but are we not tasting the same thing? Like, does it not taste the same? And
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
It can't because, like, if.
But, like, what if
Monster,
it's just your brain telling you that it tastes good?
I mean, it might be. I don't know. Like, the sensory neurons are weird. But, like, we obviously aren't tasting or think we're tasting the same. We're tasting the same object, yes, but it tastes different to us because if I tasted regular Monster the way you tasted regular Monster, then I'd hate it, but I like it.
But, like, it could be a sensory thing.
It could be. I think it is a sensory thing, but we don't know, like, what.
That's just something I think about
trippy.
sometimes because it's like, how can I eat something that tastes the same way that poop smells or vomit tastes? And people are just
People
like, oh,
like
this is good. It's like,
yeah, it's weird.
When you throw up, do you lap it back up? Like, what is wrong with you?
I don't know how it works, but.
Yeah.
Dude.
That trips me out, honestly.
The yellow Red Bull, though, and I have, like, the tiny can of Red Bull for that one, and that's, like, the least I've been able to drink of any energy drink I've ever had. Like, even the strawberry bubblegum Ghost I was able to drink a good bit.
Oh, yeah, that one's bad, but it's not, that one's just bad.
And maybe a whole lot of chocolate, too, but, dude, I could not. I think it sucked.
I don't think I could find a natural frozen rosé anywhere, but I could probably scrounge up a whole lot of chocolate. I think that would have good potential for being last place.
I think there's always a whole lot of chocolate at Bargain Hunt.
Probably. That crap. Oh
That's
my
horrible.
gosh. Like, when stuff that is that bad of an idea that also tastes bad, like there are some bad ideas that taste good. Like,
That was so well put, because it's true.
But it's a bad idea. How did that make it past Q&A? Like,
Dude, that's
quality assurance. It's just...
Dude, that's what I want to know about the yellow Red Bull. Like, who the freak first off invented it, and then who approved it for human consumption? It doesn't make... I don't get it.
I thought the yellow Red Bull was going to be good because I've only heard good things about it. You're the first person I've heard say it's bad.
I've never heard anything about it, but
Mackenzie drank them all the time.
Well, she's... Do you like vomit? I don't know. That thing...
I didn't hear a lot of good things about them.
That one, like, the reason I'm never drinking Red Bull again is because of that flavor. Because the fact that that company would allow that to be made, like, be consumed by people really upsets me. That and, like, almost all the other flavors were bad. The blueberry one wasn't horrible. It was fine. But, like, if I was ranking them, I'd give the dragon fruit, like, an 8, coconut a 7, blueberry a 5. And the rest would be, like...
Not having a single flavor even close to a 10 is embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's bad, Red Bull. But
they're still the most popular energy drink.
Red Bull's freaking disgusting. There's something off with every Red Bull I've had. Like, none of them have had... They're all, like... None of them are sweet at all, and they're not even, like... I don't even know how to explain it, but they're terrible. They're horrid. They're rancid. They're bad. Like the only Red Bull I've had that is a 5 is the dragon fruit one.
We might have to. I don't know. Now I don't think this is one of the 10 worst energy drink flavors. But if we were to do this video, it has to be honorably mentioned at least because of the utter letdown it had. That was Aussie Lemonade. That was such a letdown.
It definitely wouldn't be top 10 worst.
It wouldn't be top 10
worst.
worst.
It wouldn't be close. I could drink a whole can of it.
I couldn't. It's that weird, like, artificial lemonade that gives me that horrible aftertaste. So I couldn't drink a whole one. But it's... Dude, I was so let down because that can was so cool. And I love lemonade. And I love Australia. And I was like, dude...
This would be the best flavor.
This is going to be awesome. And then it was such a letdown.
It is the coolest can.
Yeah,
potentially still.
Absolutely. That can is sick. But...
I think. I mean, I love the Swirly Pop can and the Swedish Fish can, but they're not as detailed. So
That's a sick can, dude.
It definitely wins can.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely not flavor.
It's
not bad, it's just not.
I was so disappointed in that thing.
I was expecting the best thing ever and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So, well, maybe it would be better now that we're disappointed by it and not expecting.
Wow, this thing's incredible, man. It's just
and we try it again. It's like, wow, that was incredible. Can't wait to get it again. Man, this thing's so mid.
Every other time, it's just bad.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
I don't buy Monster anymore, so.
Yeah, I do occasionally. It's not as much as Rainer goes, but like, if I see a Mango Loco or a Pipeline Punch, if I'm craving it. Like, I had a Mango Loco the other night.
I already rarely do. Like, I don't buy. I used to. Like, Monster was my go-to if I couldn't find a Bang, and I'd get the white one because the white one's really good. I don't know why I like it so much. It's not like I wouldn't put it anywhere near like even my top 25. It might make my top 25, but I don't know. Energy drinks, but like probably not. Yeah. But it's like the only Monster that I'd go back to. But then they were like, you know what? We'll sue Bang and get them out of the market so that way they stop making new flavors. And it's like, I mean. I don't get why companies that are at each other's throats would do that because if somebody is a big Bang enjoyer, me, why would you actively taking away the product that I love make me want to choose your product?
Makes no sense.
It makes me hate your product and now I will never buy another Monster. I'm not giving them my money.
I think Monsters...
Does that matter? No, they don't need my money, but I don't care. I'm not buying their stupid energy.
Monsters MMO. I don't know if MMO is the right term, but
CEO.
No, their
motto.
Their thought process.
Yeah, I think MMO is right there.
Their MMO of that is like nobody enjoys a singular energy drink, or not a lot of people. Not enough to make a drastic difference in the market. Know enough about energy drinks to follow the news and know that. We're the reason Bang is getting taken off the shelves.
Yeah, I guess
so. When it gets taken off the shelves and it's not an option anymore, that gives us a chance to go and buy it.
I guess.
And I'm sure there are people like you who really love the product and are like, "Well, we'll never drink Monster again." But I don't think it's enough for them to. I'm sure that like they had people do the research into it before they sued another company.
I just think that
it's stupid.
Really,
but
a scummy thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. It's dumb, but. People do it.
It's really, really stupid.
Dude, there's a lady. The general district attorney of Florida has like $2 million budget to investigate the NCAA and the College Football Playoff Committee, and they're going to try to sue them for not putting Florida State in the playoffs. They're trying to use like the antitrust laws to say that what they're doing is going against like the monopolistic or anti-monopolistic laws and putting a monopoly of college football in the playoffs over.
Honestly, they've got a good point.
Yeah, I think they're gonna find. I don't know if it'll hold up in court, but I definitely think they're gonna find something enough to sue them.
I hope they get sued.
I do think the lady was like pretty based in her speech that she gave. I watched it. She like opened a press conference in front of the Florida State Stadium. She's like, "Look, she grew up in Florida. Like I grew up a Florida Gator fan, and they're kind of like Ole Miss and Mississippi State. They hate each other." And she's like, "I hate everything about this university. But I know injustice when I see it." And I was like, you go. Of course, she's better than I would. If I was ever in that position and it happened to Ole Miss, I'd laugh. I'd be like, haha, in your face. But, so good for her. If Ole Miss was Florida State in this situation and someone got put in over them, I'd laugh. I think it's the funniest thing ever. But because Alabama got put in over Florida State,
I'm kind of pissed off. But
I think it's really stupid.
oh, it is stupid for sure. It's the thing is, they said regular season mattered for Texas because since they beat Alabama in the regular season, they had to be put in over Alabama. But then it didn't matter for Florida State.
Even though they had a better season than both of them.
Yeah. So, there's definitely, no one can convince me that it has nothing to do with ratings and anything, no matter how much the College Football Playoff Committee wants to say that, and they're going to say, like, oh, we have this criteria that says lack of star personnel, because you can go back to 2014 in the first playoffs when they put Ohio State in at number 4 over I think TCU was undefeated that year, too. I could be wrong on what team it was. There was some team that was, or no, they were one loss and won their conference championship, and they put Ohio State in over them, who did win their conference championship, to be fair, which is what Alabama did. But Ohio State was down to their third-string quarterback going into that playoffs, and they got put in at 4. To be fair, they won the whole thing. But who's to say Florida State would not have won the whole thing
It's possible.
with their third-string quarterback? Like, you don't know.
Georgia's not in it. I think they had a chance.
Dude, Georgia,
Georgia not being in it makes
If
me
you
more mad
wanted-
than Florida State.
if you wanted to go 4 best teams, that's fine. But no way anyone can look at me and say Texas is better than Alabama right now and Georgia. Because they're not. Alabama did. So, that's just my 2 cents on it. But it's dumb. And I hope the college football, even though Mark Keenum is on the committee, I do hope they get sued. Because,
I hope they get some.
but,
This is the first time that I've really thought about how stupid top 4 is. Like, that's just so dumb.
Expand.
It's like,
dude,
why not have a tournament?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. You
Back-
make more money that way.
back when Mike Leach was at Washington State, he was making fun of it because he's like, yeah, for the longest time they just took the best 2 teams, and that was really stupid. And then they thought, let's expand it to 4, that'll be better. And really, I'm trying my best to do a Mike Leach impression. Really, it's not. I mean, their argument is, well, in our landscape, a playoff wouldn't work. Well, that's dumb. Let's go look at the high school level. They have a playoff system at the high school level where the best teams in each district gets a bye, and then the best team with the record goes to the playoffs to go and play those teams, and it works. Let's go to Division III. Guess what they have? A playoff system. Well, it can't get any higher than that, right? Actually, it can, because if you look at Division II, guess what they have? A playoff system. Let's go to Division I, 2A. Okay? The district right below us, teams we play every single year, and are no-name school teams that are Division I programs in FCS level. Guess what they have? A playoff. And then you go all the way to the NFL, and guess what they have? A playoff system that attracts viewers more so than the regular season. And then you get to the second highest degree of football, and what do you have? The stupidest playoff system ever. And of course, he was mad that year because Washington State was like finished in the top 10, and so they didn't get in the playoffs. And he was like, we deserve a chance to fight for a championship because we're one of the best 10 teams in college football.
Yeah.
And he was right. And Mike Leach is
I mean,
pretty smart guy.
I think that most of the time it would probably come down to the top 4, but this year it wouldn't.
No.
Absolutely not. Georgia would win.
Georgia's the number 6 team in the country, and if they don't win, they're coming closer than top 4.
Like,
Like,
oh my gosh, they lose by 3 to the 8th-ranked team, and they get out, and they've been number 1 all season.
and even Ohio
That's
State,
so stupid.
Ohio State lost by 4 to the number 1 team.
Yeah,
Like, come on, man. And I hate Ohio State.
dude, I hate Ohio
But, like,
State, but
You mean to tell me they don't deserve a chance to fight for a championship? Like, it's dumb.
it's really stupid.
And Texas lost to Oklahoma, who is ranked 15th, and who, after beating Texas,
Why-
lost
why-
to Kansas and Oklahoma State back-to-back. So how is that loss less significant than a loss from Ohio State to the number 1 team in the country and at Georgia and a loss in the SEC championship by 4 points? It makes 0 sense. What logic? Like, I'm more upset about Texas being in than I am about Alabama, because I don't think Texas is one of the best 4 teams in the country, because they have not improved all year. Unlike Alabama, who, as much as I hate them, was a not good team at the beginning of the season, and are now, I think, one of the best 4 teams in college football. It's the dumbest playoff we have had ever.
My ideal top 4 would have been Michigan, Washington State, Georgia, Florida State, because I hate Alabama.
Yeah. If you wanted to go 4 best teams, that's fine. but Georgia's in there. And if you wanted to go based off of resume, based off the season, it would have either been, based on the regular season and the conference championships, it would have been Michigan, Washington. Then you'd have to decide, then Florida State, and then you would decide between Alabama, Georgia, and Texas. And I would have been fine with either one of those three teams being in that scenario. But you didn't do that, and you gypped a school for your monopolistic rating. So you're going to get sued. You should get sued because it's wrong.
Fingers crossed they get sued.
Yeah, it's not going to change anything because
Allegedly. This is all alleged.
it's not going to change anything because even after the fact, and they do get sued and say, "Oh yeah, Florida State should have gone in. We'll give the school a lot of money." There still will be a national champion that's not them, and they wouldn't have a chance to compete. I think, call me crazy, I think Florida State is going to be like super pissed off, and they are going to kick the crap out of Georgia with a third-string quarterback. And when I say kick the crap out of, I mean they're going to win 7-3 and just play incredible defense the entire time and score one touchdown.
I don't know. I think
realistically,
Georgia's gonna win.
Georgia's going to kill them. But
I think Georgia's also pretty mad they got kicked out.
Yeah.
So,
and people were dogging Kirby Smart because after they lost the SEC championship, they're like, "What's your argument to be put into the college football playoff?" He's like, "Well, the whole point of the college football playoff and the selection for the committee is that regardless of conference, regardless of anything, you put the 4 best teams in college football in there. And if you can look at me and say this football team is not one of the 4 best teams in college football, you're lying." And he's right. And they didn't get in. So, and then people were like mad. I'm like, he's just begging to be put in the college football playoffs. And I'm like, did Nick Saban not do the same thing every time they lost a game in the regular season or didn't win the conference championship? Yes. And did they get put in? Yes. So, like, what's the difference here?
I hate Alabama.
Alabama's so dumb, dude.
That's the only reason they're in is for money. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't
absolutely.
deserve to be in this
No.
year.
Like,
But yeah, that's football.
it's football. It's stupid, but
It's one of the first times we've had a long discussion about
About
sports.
sports.
On Caleb A.M.
yeah, that wasn't disc golf or pickleball.
Yeah. Speaking of pickleball,
I'm the marketing director of the pickleball club now, and we haven't gone heavily into work yet because everyone's on Christmas break, so we don't want to go like too much into everyone's time. No, I don't know why I say we. I don't get to make all the big decisions. The
the
president.
marketing director,
The
the one that
president.
leads the
But
club.
what we're doing right now is basically, making sure we're all aware of what our responsibilities are for the year. We're starting some shirt and sweatshirt designs for merchandise. I would like. This is what I want to do. As far as merchandise goes, the T-shirts I basically want them to stay the same, except instead of the Mississippi State logo, go to the script logo. So it changes a little bit. People buy more stuff, and it's more in line with the current athletic department's logo and stuff. So there's that. And then sweatshirt, I'm just lost because I don't want to do the same thing they've done the past years, which is Bully holding a pickleball paddle and it says Hell State Pickle. Not that it's a bad design. It's really cool. I love my pickleball sweatshirt. It's like my second favorite sweatshirt now. And I don't know what else we would do, but I think there's cooler designs out there.
You could do bully serving.
Could do bully serving. So I don't know. I'm gonna hope that somebody else comes up with a really good sweatshirt design, and then I would like to do hats because I think it'd be really cool to have the state script that says pickleball on a hat, and I think they'd sell really well with the men in the pickleball.
I'd probably buy a hat.
I'd totally buy a hat, and then of course,
I'd get a shirt first because I'm still sad I didn't get the sweatshirt.
yeah. And then the other thing
I
is,
get jealous every time I see you in your shirts.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, dang, I bought him one of those.
You're a good friend.
And then I bought him a pickleball paddle.
It was my birthday.
The frick is this?
I really hope I get a pickle paddle because I'm on the exec board. I don't think I do, but that'd be really hype because pickle paddles are really nice. But, and then the other thing we're trying to figure out is...
You do get one, can it mysteriously break after one day? And by break, you give it to me?
And then I get one, another
And
one.
then you need a new one?
But we're also trying to figure out playing times for Pickleball Club. It's been Friday at 3 o'clock for a while. And it probably will stay Friday at 3 o'clock.
I'll just say, please don't, if you change it, please don't change it to Monday or Wednesday.
No, we won't change it to Monday or Wednesday.
Do Tuesday or Thursday.
My hope is that we do Thursday because
Fridays, have a pretty big chance of not working for me because of
Yeah.
work. But Thursdays, unless I change my work day to Thursday, which I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Because my week kind of works because Tuesday, sometimes I go to prayer and Wednesday I have church. Thursday, I Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
So
Thursday works best for me because I get out of class at 11. I get out of class at 2 on Friday. So I can make it to pickleball, but we get
I
out
get
of
out of
class.
class at noon every day.
I get out of class at 11, so I have plenty of time to get stuff done and then get there to pickleball. Also, another reason they don't want to do Fridays because last spring they did Fridays and they didn't have good attendance because it's baseball season and people at Missy State care about baseball a lot.
But
And
not
so
this year.
they probably won't this year. We're gonna suck, but the team's so bad this year it's not even funny. But that's besides the point. So they don't. If we have to do Friday, we will. It's not that big of a deal. People will still show up, but they'd like to do a day where people don't have to sacrifice baseball and school to come and play. So they think because most people are done on Thursdays, that doing it Thursday afternoon would be no different. People won't be going home right away, and
I think that Thursdays are significantly better.
I do too. So I'm gonna push for that. And
Tell them that you've heard word of mouth.
I've heard word of mouth that Thursday's better. I don't want to be pushy about stuff though because I don't know. I want them to
Guys, I am the marketing director. Listen to me.
I want them to like me, but
They'll like you. You're pretty cool.
thank you. But yeah, I have a Spider-Man canvas above my bed.
Guys, y'all want to see my sleeping setup?
But,
What?
My sleeping.
My sleeping setup. It's where I sleep.
My bed. But
Oh.
I will. One thing I'm gonna try to be adamant about. Like if I don't get my way with the merchandise design, it's not that big of a deal. But I'm gonna really try to push for Thursdays, just because I think that makes life easier for everybody if we do them on Thursday nights, because that's when the weekend starts for most people.
Thursday nights.
Well, Thursdays at 3. That's in the winter. That's basically Thursday night.
I guess that's fair.
But I want to try to do
As long
Thursdays.
as I got
at
time to leave at 6 and go to bingo or trivia.
3. Yeah. I want to try to do Thursday nights at 3. Hopefully that works. And we'll see what other people say about it. There's one girl that's just not talked in the. I won't say her name or what her position is, but she just has not talked in the group chat. Which, of course, to be fair, she has a position that's newer, or a new position. So, if based on her name or her position title, she really has nothing to do with any of the other stuff besides what she does. But yeah, she's
Is it a group me?
Huh?
Is it a group me?
No, it's
A text?
a text.
Some people are really bad texters.
I'm a bad texter. And like when we first started the group chat, and everyone started texting, I texted back an hour and a half after everyone had introduced themselves and what they do, and I was just like, to be fair, I was playing Lego Fortnite, but I got
Okay, I thought you were about to say something legitimate.
okay. Anyways,
I'm not. That's not a diss on Lego Fortnite. You're playing a video game.
yeah, okay,
Like,
but
you could have been, I was at work or I was asleep.
no,
Although I don't think sleeping is a legitimate thing either. If you're taking a nap and you miss stuff, nah,
but
that's your fault.
and I just wasn't expecting it either. Like I don't know, but so I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, the pickleball executives are talking, and then it had been like an hour and a half, and I was like, hey guys, sorry for the.
And when I tried to respond, there was a message that said Caleb Griffin has been kicked from the group.
But yeah, they had already been talking about stuff, and I was just like, hey guys, sorry for the late response. My name's Caleb Griffin. I'm the marketing director. Can't wait to get started. Super excited to meet you guys.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask about this, but why are they picking new execs right now? I just thought
Most
about
of them
that.
graduated.
December?
Mm-hmm. And Scott already graduated.
I knew she did, but I didn't know if about
I think-
Ethan or Micah and all that.
I don't know if Micah did. I think Ethan did. But yeah, like
That's sad. Ethan's a cool guy.
Ethan is a cool guy. I love Ethan.
I love Ethan. I love people that are relational enough to remember my name, even though we haven't hung out at all. Because
Dude's sick.
there was one time where, like, I don't know, at church or something, somebody brought up, like, it was like it might have been a girl talking about a guy or a guy talking about a girl, but they were talking about how, like, every time that they saw somebody, they would call them by their name. And ever since then, I've really noticed when people say my name in conversation. And I've noticed when I don't say people's name, because then I start freaking out, like,
They think I
do
don't
they think I forgot their name?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes somebody will be like, "Hey, Caleb," and I'll be like, "Yo, what's up, dude?" And then afterwards I'm like, "Oh crap, I should have said their name." No. But then I think about that too much.
Ethan's sick. I felt kind of bad though, because in the last when they announced the new executives on the post, they said these are our new pickleball executives. We've been so fortunate to run the pickleball club for the past however long. We'll hype up the old execs in the comments and give them one last goodbye and stuff. Really sad. And then like all the comments were like at Ethan Farley and nobody else. And I felt so bad. I was like, dang. They're like Ethan Farley, the GOAT. At Ethan Farley, GOAT emoji, dude. Ethan is like the absolute best. I was like, oh man.
Ethan does go to RUF. I don't know about all the other guys.
Yeah.
RUF is like a cult. I love RUF. I just don't.
It is massive though.
It's big. So like everybody knows each other. Like Andy knows Ethan.
Mm-hmm. He's a cool dude though.
I don't know. I remember like one time he was on the other side of the road and he saw me and said, "Hey Caleb, what's up, Ethan?"
Yeah.
I was like, man, we hit the status of he can recognize me from a distance. Yes.
And I think we had a memorable beginning because when we went to the pickleball interest meeting,
we had the same name and we're from the same city.
I'm Caleb from Columbus. I'm
Caleb from Columbus.
And everyone laughed. I love when we do that because people think we're joking. We're like, no, it's true. We have a show called Caleb A.M.
Don't need proof! Look at this!
Look at this!
That's it. I started bringing my birth certificate.
He's so funny. He's like, are you legit? Yeah. We just both put our birth certificates. Yeah, Caleb.
I'm not just like your driver's license or your student ID.
No. You have to see that area. Well, I guess your birth certificate would be a different location.
Yeah, it would be Long Beach.
Yeah.
Just grab this.
Wait a minute! You're from Long Beach!
Get fired! Kill them! Yeah. That pickleball meeting was fun. I knew that we would make a splash. And that one of us would make the exec team. It's my fault for going for the vice president. They didn't like interview me though.
I didn't interview you either. I don't think they interviewed anybody. I think they just picked. They might have just ran out of time to interview people.
It's possible. I don't remember who got vice president, but the person that got president, I get why she got.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's, as far as just talent goes, is the best pickleball player I've ever met in person.
Yeah.
But
she was annoyingly good.
Dude, she's
it wasn't like her play style is very.
It's subtle.
It's like you. If you played against her, at first you'd think you have a chance because she does. Until she has an easy spike, she doesn't spike it. But she doesn't give you any chance to get a spike. Like they're all barely tapped low and they bounce you can't see that.
Yeah.
This is the ground. They bounce this high up, and it's just you can't get anything.
Insane, dude. And then
I played with her once and against her once, and I almost beat her. We killed. It was the most boring game of pickleball I've ever played because it was against Colton and that one guy that we met.
Yeah.
That wasn't the best. Oh my goodness. That crap was boring. I just sat back and didn't do anything. We won I think we won 11-1 because they served first and I hit into the net. I was nervous, okay?
Yeah. You were playing with
the best person in the pickleball club. I was a little bit.
She's literally on the national team.
Yeah.
And then the other girl on the national, she was on the exec staff, so never mind, she's graduating. But
Courtney, man.
Trying to think who the other people are. There's 6 of us. 5, if you disclude me, there's 5. I know of her, and I know of the other one. His name is I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not gonna try. But I thought when I saw the name that it was a girl, just based on the name of the person. It's not. And then I looked at his Instagram because we all just followed each other, and
I followed the entire staff.
The new staff or the old staff? And
I already followed the old staff.
So do you know who I'm talking about? The tennis player dude?
Maybe.
He's Indian, I think.
Yeah, I followed him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Jax or something.
No, that's a different guy. Jack, he is one of them, but he's on. I don't know. I've never seen him before in my life. Maybe I have, and I just forgot.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He's insanely good too. I've seen him play a few times, so I'm sure I will be skill wise the worst in the club. I don't know how good the competitive team coordinator is because I've never seen her play either. But she's based on her Instagram, she's like a really good photographer too.
Yeah.
But
Isn't her name also Lily?
mm-hmm. The only 2 girls in the staff both named her Lily.
Oh man, if only I was in the staff, then we could have 2 Lilies and 2 Calebs.
And then so 2 Lilies, Caleb. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jackson, and then there's another guy, Byron, I think is his name. So that's the 6 of us. The 6 of us.
I think
But,
Jackson, the first Lily, are the only ones that followed me back.
Yeah.
Kind of offensive, but
Not all of them followed me back yet, or even accepted my follow request.
dang.
But most of them did. There were 3 that did instantly, and then 1 not as instantly, but pretty quickly. Of course, while I was at the party Thursday night, I felt really bad because I was on my phone a lot, but that's because they had just announced the pickleball staff, so people were like texting me, "Oh my gosh, congratulations!" And I was talking to...
I posted on my story.
Yeah, I saw that. I was really happy.
I put some emojis on
Logan liked my story. I was like, "Thanks, Logan."
He liked my story too.
And then I followed all of them. Most of them followed me back. And then we were texting in the group chat and stuff. And Anna Scott texted me and was just like telling me a little bit about it. And she's so nice. She's one of the nicest people ever. She texted me and she was like, "I'm super excited to see what you're gonna do. I think you're gonna do awesome stuff." And she was like, if you have any questions or if you need anything," and she put anything in all caps at all, "please don't hesitate to reach out and text me. I know it can be a lot, but you're going to do great." And I was like,
She is very nice. She's friends with Carrington, so
yeah,
it makes sense.
makes sense. I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you, Anna Scott. That was so nice of you."
Now I need $100.
Now, you said anything, right?
Let's just say I'm in a bit of legal trouble right now.
Do you happen to have any relatives that are lawyers?
Because I'm afraid I won't be able to be on the executive team if
bro.
I'm in prison.
Dude, I don't know why, that just reminded me. Do you know who Tommy DeVito is?
The name's familiar.
He's the backup quarterback for the Giants,
Yes, yeah.
and he's like popping off right now. His agent was on the field with him, and it doesn't help that his name is Tommy DeVito, but his agent was on the field with him, and he was literally wearing like one of those striped suits that gangsters wear that's all black and a fedora type hat, and was like on the phone, and the comments on ESPN, or maybe the Sports Center of the picture are so funny. It's like, this guy definitely the type to say, "Bada bing, bada boom," and it's like,
Bada bing, bada boom.
it's like, "Hey, yo, Tommy, you play good this season? We get rid of that Danny kid for sure." Who's the starting quarterback? And it's cracking me up just because some of the comments are so funny. It's like, "Hey, what line of work you in, sir?" "Waste management." It's so funny. It's like, this dude definitely the type to say he'd be sleeping with the fishes. Oh, it's so funny. Oh,
That's crazy. The Sports Center posted something that wasn't Taylor Swift.
Oh, I know.
What's the
Travis Kelce.
no? What's the? Why can't I remember her name? She's like the best gymnast of all time.
Livy Dunn or
No.
Simone Biles?
Simone Biles. So Libby Dunn.
I don't know. I don't follow gymnastics.
Yeah, but Simone Biles is an Olympic gymnast.
And Libby Dunn's a Sports
Is
Illustrated
an
swimsuit model.
an LSU gymnast. Simone Biles. All they do now is post them too, from
Yeah.
what I've seen. So
It's annoying because Taylor Swift is not an athlete. But it's okay.
yeah.
Like, it makes
At least Simone Biles is an athlete and married to one of the players, not just dating them for clout.
what makes me upset about the whole Taylor, like, I'm a Taylor Swift hater, and I'll be the first to admit it. I can't stand Taylor Swift, but what upsets me about it is that I don't watch the NFL that much, and how I keep up with it is through social medias when they post the scores at the end of the night and post the stats. So I see who's having a good season, what team playing good, and as soon as she started showing up in
Go
the NFL,
Cowboys!
the Cowboys, and as
Beat
soon
the
as
Eagles.
the
Take the
NFL,
Eagles.
I did watch that game. That was a fun game to watch.
I did
As
not.
soon as she showed up in the NFL landscape, I have not been able to know who's winning, who's playing good at all. Like, Tommy DeVito has started 4 games, and I didn't know about it until I thought Daniel Jones was still the starting quarterback for the Giants, And I didn't find out until they posted that picture of his agent, and I looked it up, and he's like 3-1 in his first 4 starts and is playing very good. And I'm like, this is the problem, because all social media and ESPN is talking about is Taylor Swift. And I'm like, I don't even know. When she first went to the Chiefs game that she went to, I didn't even know who won that game. I just knew she was there.
Probably the Chiefs.
And I was like what?
My biggest issue with it is like it's not
so
even
bad.
like groundbreaking news. It's
No.
just a celebrity at a football game.
Like,
who cares?
I would like to know who's winning, but it's okay.
I've given up on the NFL because the Dolphins lost to the Titans this week, so I
hate
don't
the
care
NFL,
anymore.
dude. I've never
I-
enjoyed it, but
I like the NFL just because of the Cowboys and the Dolphins. My mom's
Yeah.
always been a Cowboys fan. She doesn't watch the NFL, but she's always liked the Cowboys. And I've always liked the Dolphins, and I've liked the Cowboys too because of my mom. And then when Dak went to the Cowboys, I was like, you know what? I really like the Cowboys
Yeah.
now.
the only reason I pay attention to the NFL is because of Dak Prescott.
The only reason I want this year the Super Bowl. I want it to be the Cowboys and the Dolphins. That
That'd
way,
be hype.
I win either way.
Either way, that would be hard.
That would be hype. It's not likely now that the Dolphins lost to the Titans, but like you can come back from that. If
They do play the Cowboys later this.
the thing is, they'll lose to the Cowboys. If they win the rest of their games besides the Cowboys, I think they've still got a shot because the Cowboys beat the Eagles and the Eagles lost to the Jets and the 49ers.
Well, they kind of do it differently than like who lost to who. It's just strictly based
Well,
on
no,
record.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Uh,
So, because the Eagles have losses now. They were 10-1 and now they're 10-3.
yeah.
And which was exciting because they were 10-3 when the Dolphins were 9-3 and about to play a 4-8 Titans team, and then they lost to the Titans. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Why do that, guys? Why'd you do that? I was like, dude, the best team in the league is now going to be tied with the Dolphins, and they were like, no, we can't let that happen.
Yeah.
We have to lose.
So
So yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. But
this is the
there's more season. There's like what?
4 games.
There's 5 more games left.
There's 4.
I thought there was 18 in the regular season.
17. There's 18 weeks, 17 games.
Oh.
Each team has a bye week. But they talked about this on SportsCenter yesterday. I was watching. I don't watch SportsCenter a lot, but Juan Soto just had his first press conference with the Yankees, and I didn't get to watch the live coverage of it because it's on a network I don't get. So I was gonna watch the highlights of it on SportsCenter and see what he said. And they were talking about it. There are out of the 32 teams in the NFL, there are 30 teams who are still in Super Bowl contention right now because everybody is so like close knit. Like the Bills, the Chiefs, and like 2 other teams are tied at like 6 and something or 7 and something right now.
I was
Which
gonna say,
is
what teams
crazy.
are not in it? Guessing like
The Patriots
the Patriots,
and,
the
Cardinals.
Panthers,
Oh, the Panthers. Not. The Cardinals can be eliminated if they lose.
and I'd assume the Giants too.
They're still in because their starting quarterback now is going 3-1 in the past 4 weeks. So like
What's their record?
I don't know. They're back.
It
in
was
the
like
conversation.
4 and something or 2 and something.
But because teams like the Chiefs and Bills, who are supposed to be good, keep losing, teams are still in contention. The only 2 teams that are, unless
I
Arizona.
knew the Panthers would be out because they only have like 1 win.
Yeah, it's the Panthers, the Patriots, and then the Cardinals. If they lose, will be eliminated. But
There's another team that's not doing good.
30 teams are still in contention for the playoffs. which
Every
is
team that
crazy.
started out bad,
And there's 4
besides
games
the
left.
Panthers, have kind of picked things up.
Yeah, and then teams that started out good are starting to lose, except for like the Cowboys. Go to standings.
To be fair, the
See, like the Dolphins are still going to win their division.
Patriots are done.
The Jets are still in contention.
Yeah, that's pretty tight knit.
Those like all of these teams will be in the playoffs right now because of this. Because the Colts, the Texans, and the Titans are.
Oh, the Jags were supposed to be better than that.
Yeah, and then if you look at the other conference, the Commanders are
Commanders
still in. The Cardinals, I guess they lost, which puts them out now.
So you'd have to be 3-10 to be out 1-12. Ooh, the NFC South sucks.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like one of those teams has to get in, and then the other 2 teams are tied with like the Packers, ahead of the Bears, tied with the Seahawks, tied with the Rams. Like it's a weird season this year.
Yeah, normally there's more teams. I mean, to be fair, the Eagles were that team.
Mm-hmm.
They were 10-1, and they were looking like they were going to stay one loss, and then they lost to the 49ers.
Wait, go back to the American real quick. I want to
And
see
then
the
they
Chiefs
lost to
record.
the Dolphins.
And, like, the Chiefs aren't usually 8-5. Like, they're usually a 10-3.
Because of Taylor Swift, I'm glad they're 8-5.
Yeah. If they get in the playoffs, they'll still. Dude, I think it's so funny that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are so mad about that. You know what I'm talking about? So they had this play.
I like Patrick Mahomes.
He's okay. I mean, I like him as a player. He's kind of a. I don't know how I like him as a person.
I like him because of the State Farm commercials.
Yeah.
They're funny.
But he threw like a major tantrum on the sideline. Like he was chunking his helmet, tipping stuff over, cussing people out. He like.
Maybe I don't like him.
He made a remark at Josh Allen, like when they shook hands at the end of it. He apologized for it the next day. He I regret how I acted on the sideline. I mostly regret how I acted towards Josh Allen. He played a great game. What happened's not his fault.
I like Josh
But
Allen.
I like Josh Allen too. But anyways, what happened is
I like most of the quarterbacks.
it was 3rd and long, and they're losing, and they need a touchdown to take the lead. And he throws the ball to Travis Kelce, and it's like a pretty long pass. And he's got surrounded by 3 people, and Travis Kelce literally throws it backwards to another receiver who just sprints for a touchdown. Well, they went back and looked at it, and they called it. There was a flag on the play, and they called it back because of because of offsides on the offense. Because the wide receiver was lined up offsides, and then people are going crazy and ballistic about it. Because you're supposed to get a warning first when that happens. No, you're not. There was literally a big to do at the beginning of the season because that was off. Because wide receivers lining up offsides was a big problem in the previous years that weren't being called. It was called 2 times as total last year. And because the NFL commissioner and chief executives were it has to start being called because they're getting a head start on their routes, it's been called 12 times already this year. And you're not supposed to get a warning. The wide receiver is supposed to check with the referee to see if they are, and if they're not lined up right, they move back. Well, the wide receiver never checked. And so Patrick Mahomes said all of this stuff, which of course any other player in the league says something bad about the refs, they're going to get fined. He didn't. He basically talked about, you're taking away greatness of a touchdown, and it's another day in the NFL we're talking about the referees and not the game being played. I'm like, dude, shut up.
I despise refs.
I do too.
It makes me so mad when a game is decided by refs and not the players.
But it was the right call in this situation.
I get when it's the right call.
If you look at the play, the chief executive kind of came back at Patrick Mahomes because he was pretty upset about that whole thing. It's yeah, the rules state nothing about the wide receiver having to be given a warning that he's offsides. If you're offsides, you're offsides. And it's very clear that he's offsides when you can't see the ball at the line of scrimmage because his foot is past it. If you looked up, I can check find a picture of it real quick. But if you look at it, it is so clear.
I can look at it on my phone.
Yeah. It is so clear that he's offsides. He is past the ball. I don't know what the argument is against him, other than the fact that they're saying he's supposed to be given a warning. No, he's not. He was offsides. Get that a touchdown came off the board. Don't be mad at the refs. Be mad at your player for lining up offsides. And that same player dropped 3 passes that game, one of which would have been a touchdown. You can't see the ball.
I don't get how players ever get offsides. It seems like one of those things.
He's past the entire line of scrimmage. That's not supposed to happen for receivers ever.
I don't sometimes for a lineman, I kind of get it. You're looking forward, but if you are a wide receiver and you are physically in front of the snap, what are you doing?
Nobody ever lines up offsides. It's someone jumps off of a snap or miscommunication of something. Anybody lining up offsides is really embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
And you should be mad at your receiver, not the refs, for calling the right call in that situation.
Silly Patrick Mahomes.
When
I just lost some respect for you. The only quarterback in the NFL that I know of that I don't like is Jaden Hurst. Or Jalen Hurst. Jalen Hurst. Hurts.
Yeah.
And I only don't like him because of they beat the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And I don't like the Eagles.
I'm okay with Jalen Hurts. I used to hate him because he was Alabama's quarterback, and then he transferred.
I used to dislike Tua because he was Alabama's quarterback.
I like Tua now.
Even when he was Alabama's quarterback, he was one of the ones that I didn't actively
He was
dislike.
a nice guy.
He seemed like a genuine dude, and I was kind of you know what, I hate your team, but you're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then he went to the Dolphins, and now I love him.
Yeah. Obviously, Dak is still my favorite in the league, but
oh yeah, for sure.
Quarterbacks that I hate, I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers guy. I don't like Aaron Rodgers that much.
Is he even playing?
Yeah, he signed a big deal with the Jets, and then he tore his ACL in the first game.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Of course, Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and he gave Dak all the praise in the world. He was like, he's my favorite quarterback to watch right now. I have enjoyed watching him so much. He's doing everything right. He's playing great. He should be the MVP. And I'm like,
I need to go watch the highlights of the Eagles.
Dude, he popped off.
game.
Other than
I-
his fumble,
I wasn't. I normally keep up with NFL scores way better than I did. Than I do, but like then I did, because normally when there's one of the President AI channels I've been watching is they do like predictions every week where each of the 3 presidents get to predict games and all that. I'm sure you've seen me watching it in the living room, but so that's one of the reasons I've kind of been more into the NFL, but mainly it's because the Dolphins don't suck this year, and so I'm like, if they get into the Super Bowl, I might buy tickets just for fun.
to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
I don't think you're going to have the money to buy tickets to the Super Bowl.
Christmas is coming up, I can ask.
For Super Bowl tickets?
Yes. It'll be my late Christmas present or something, dude. I want to go to the Super Bowl if it's the Dolphins. Heck yeah. Yeah. So, they're doing good. But, I don't know, this week, I think it was because of Christmas break and all I was doing after church on Sunday was like playing on my computer and stuff like that. And then I waited for Merry Christmas Columbus and then all that. So, but like that night, I checked the scores and I was like, oh crap, Cowboys and the Eagles played. It sucks that the Cowboys lost like that. Man, they were a good team. I was really rooting for Dak to win, but they definitely lost to the Eagles. And I looked, it was 33-13. I was like, I hate the Eagles.
Dude, it should have been. The Eagles' offense didn't score a touchdown.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They made 2 field goals, and then there was Dak fumbled the ball, and they picked up and ran it back for a touchdown. Those were their only scores.
One of my favorite things is when a team is like losing horribly, and then they get a touchdown, and they start like freaking out and celebrating. It's like, it'll be like late in the 4th. I'm like,
freaking. My favorite thing about that game, and like I said, I have not sat down and watched a full NFL game this year until then. You know who A.J. Brown is?
Yeah.
He's a receiver for the Eagles, thinks he's like the best receiver in the league. He's not. And he's from Starkville, but went and played college at Ole Miss. And
Tyreek Hill's pretty good.
Tyreek Hill's really good. AJ's not the best receiver in the league. He just thinks he is and acts like he is. But he's from Starkville and decided to go play at Ole Miss, which is crazy in itself. Not to mention, this is Ole Miss when Ole Miss sucked. Like during the bowl ban years when they were winning 3 games a year, when we were beating them 55-7. Like, this is back when they were horrible. So, like, if you went there now, I'd get it. But, like, no, I really wouldn't because you're from Starkville. But, anyways.
It would make more sense.
It'd make more sense. But, anyways, he was on Stephon Gilmore, and they were jawing back and forth the whole time, A.J. Brown being the prick that he is. Stephon Gilmore shut that dude down. He had, like, two receptions, and Stephon Gilmore knocked the ball out of his hand, like, forced a fumble twice.
Nice.
On him. And Dallas had 3 fumbles that game, like, recovered 3 fumbles that game, which is freaking crazy, and A.J. Brown was responsible for 2 of them. Stephon Gilmore locked that dude up, and then, of course, I was reading the comments about it, and Eagles fans were, like, chirping back, how did Stephon Gilmore lock him up? He had 94 yards, and I was like, and someone was like, every catch he made, Stephon Gilmore was not on him. When Stephon Gilmore was on him, he did not catch a ball, and he fumbled twice. Like, I get you are A.J. Brown, like, lovers, and you're Eagles fans, so I get you're going to defend your players, but, like, how are you going to say that Stephon Gilmore did not lock him up? Like, did you watch the game? It's the most impressed I've been with a cornerback since Emmanuel Forbes was in college. Like, it was crazy. Great game. And I hate the Eagles, so.
Big dubs.
But
another football celebration that I really like is when like the offense makes like a 50-yard play and then the person that stops them like starts freaking out, like they just like have like a 30-yard sack. Like, we did it, guys! We did it! They got 50 yards!
It happens so much. My favorite play is my favorite celebration is when like a receiver or a running back will get a first down. And like not like a big first down, but like maybe like a 3-yard carry for a first down and get absolutely wrecked by the defender. Like like the Cole guy went, oh, like he just got lit up and he pops up and like, I'm like, dude, you got wrecked. Like, stop.
Just sit down.
It's so funny. Like, everyone is so clearly, like, more infatuated with the hit and the fact you got a first down. Just stop.
Football, like, in general, when the play is over, always cracks me up. Because if it's close to a first down, every player on the defense is, like, pointing this way, and every player on the offense is, like... It's, like, it's so funny. It's, like, this is, like, the most biased look at this ever. Like, neither of you know what happened. You're just pointing in the direction you want. Like, it could be obviously a first down, like, by a yard, and the defense would still be sitting there like, no, come on, listen to me. It's so funny. And then, like, also, when, like, the running back will have, like, a 2-yard play, and then jump up and be like, let's go, we did it, guys. It was 3rd down and 8. Like, oh, man.
Oh, man, I love football celebrations. They're so, when they're stupid, they're fun.
When like, the most, like, minuscule thing happens and they start freaking out, it always cracks me up. Or, like, when, like, there was an awful play and the team that had the awful play is the one that celebrates because, like, they ended the awful play. So
dude, I'll have to show you this video. Tua was on the Peyton and Eli cast for Monday Night Football last week, and he started playing, like, they started talking to him about guitar because apparently he's took up guitar as, like, relaxation. And he's really good. Like, he started playing this thing that was really impressive during the game and during the cast. And then Peyton starts singing to what he's playing, which he just started making up lyrics about the game they were watching. And Peyton can't sing. I don't know if you've watched the Nationwide commercials he's in.
Oh, I love Peyton.
Peyton's hilarious.
He's a fun dude.
Bro.
And then go way back.
Yeah, it's so. I have the video, so I'll have to show it to you. It's so funny. But
I like Eli too because he looks like Michael Phelps.
Yeah, no. Eli is the one player to come from Ole Miss that I don't actively hate. Every other player that's ever played at Ole Miss, I cannot stand you. You suck. But anyway, even his father, Archie Manning. I hate Archie Manning. He sucks. But no, Peyton. My favorite commercial that Peyton and Eli did was for NFL Sunday Ticket, and it was the year after Peyton retired, and he called Eli, and Eli's in the locker room getting dressed, like, hey Eli, you know I got NFL Sunday Ticket, right? Yeah. Why don't you come over and watch some games? I'll make nachos. And Eli's like, man, I'm in the locker room right now, I gotta go play. And he's like, alright, I'll pencil you in for Tuesday. And he has this calendar with nothing on it at all. He just writes big letters, Eli.
Oh,
it's so funny. It's like, I'll make nachos.
I'll make nachos.
Oh, it's so good.
That is a great ad.
Alexa,
I don't know why, but
attitude to the shop.
Ads with NFL players are, like, typically really funny. One of potentially my favorite ad with an NFL player is the one with Kelsey, and the dude, he's like he walks with Kelsey, he's like, 2-time Super Bowl winner, and then he turns around, he's like, what is like, John Smith, perfect credit score, no credit card debt. I worship you, man.
He's like freaking out about him. And I do the chest bump, and he's got like full gear on Travis Barnes, and he's like, oh, dude, that's so fun. Man, I'll worship you, man. Dude, I just saw a new one. It's Ryan Reynolds and Dak Prescott did a commercial together.
I haven't seen that.
And it's a colon cancer screening commercial, and it's like, you literally poop in this container, and you send it off to be tested. And so, like, it's Ryan Reynolds' company that he's doing with it, and you get to put a sticker on the bottom of your container of something you hate. And so Dak Prescott, it bleeps out the S word every time he says it, but, like, one of the worst things about being the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is that you get crapped on a lot. And normally it's a bad thing, but I'm here to tell you why getting crapped on can be a good thing. Here's this bucket for colon, which he cares a lot about colon cancer because that's what his mom died of back when he was here. And so he just like, you take this bucket, and if there's a sticker of something you want to crap on, maybe you hate dogs. Maybe you hate cats. Maybe, for whatever reason, you hate marine life. And he puts a sticker of a dolphin on there. And he's like, for me...
I like that he said for whatever reason.
For me...
What freak hates marine life?
And he said, for me, I hate predatory eagles that ruin everyone's good time as a pit, which is funny because he's the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, so he puts a sticker on an eagle on it. It's like, then you crap in this bucket, and you ship it off to have your colon tested, and it comes back in 2 weeks and stuff, and then Ryan Reynolds comes on and he's like, Dak Prescott cares so much about this topic, he took time with his busy schedule to help endorse this. So please get yourself, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Ryan Reynolds and Dak Prescott, I'm so happy! I love these guys! They're so awesome! But yeah, I thought it was funny.
And then he beat the Eagles. Eagles.
And they beat the Eagles. Like,
I hate the Eagles.
maybe you hate national predatory birds. He puts a sticker of an eagle on his thing. I was like, that's funny. Good for Dak.
Dak is a fun guy.
He's a fun guy.
When he like broke his leg or whatever, I was so
Dude,
sad.
I was so sad. I was really scared, like, oh man, his career's over, because that happens a lot when people get hurt in football, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very, very sad.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna come.
But now he's
back.
playing the best he's ever played. So, go Dak.
Sometimes it's cool to think about how I watched that guy play in college.
Mm-hmm.
I go to where he's at college.
Yeah.
Where he went. I'm at where he went to college.
Now that he's like a big deal, like he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, people have like gone back and looked at his like high school records and stuff to see like where he was offered, and everyone like I've seen like 8 reels about it recently. It's like, yeah, so Dak Prescott for whatever reason decided to go to Mississippi State over LSU and TCU and played amazing there. And everyone's like, you do realize like Mississippi State was the only school that offered him the position of quarterback, right? Like when he was recruited, LSU wanted to convert him into LSU wanted to, and TCU both wanted to convert him to tight end because of his size and his speed. Like State was the only place where he was going to be able to play quarterback.
And when he was at State, we were number 1.
Yeah, like
I
so
think he did okay for himself.
He's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys now. I'm sure he's happy with his decision that he made, but I thought that was funny that people are like just don't know the story and they're like.
That's also kind of funny because do they realize that he wouldn't be a quarterback in the NFL if he was a tight end in college?
Yeah, like no. So, yeah, screw them for saying that. Dude, 2014 was such a fun time.
Yeah. Watching Dak in the NFL is scary though,
Yeah.
because I'm constantly scared he's going to get hurt again or drop a pass, and then the announcer's going to be like, "Wow, that was a terrible pass." Or
Yeah,
I guess he doesn't drop a pass, but
I mean, it comes with being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. They did the same thing to Tony Romo when he was there.
good.
He was good. Like Dak, they're both great. Like they never won a Super Bowl, but
No. He's going to win.
I believe it.
This year, the Cowboys are going to win, and they're going to beat the Dolphins 37-34.
Dude, I hope you're right. I really do. But like, people always are gonna hate on them because they're the quarterback of America's team, and people. Same thing with the Yankees. Like Aaron Judge is one of the coolest guys ever. He's a super cool Christian dude who's not afraid to talk about faith, and who holds the freaking record, the AL record for home runs in a year. He hit 62 home runs in a season. That's insane. And then he hit 38 last year after breaking his foot and missing half of the season. Like, and people still are gonna hate on him because he's the captain. He's the captain of the Yankees.
That's how the internet works.
It's how
the internet's a funny place because if anonymity, I can't say that. Being anonymous does a lot for you, and then the fact that you're not face to face does a lot for you because like these people that like done so good not talking about anime. But anime fans, they're evil people. They're monsters. They're disgusting, vile creatures. I like anime. I love anime, if you will.
You suck.
Not like if you could not even be referencing another show, but like you go check the comments of a single anime post.
Mm-hmm.
All of them will have you're an idiot if you like this show because One Piece is peak. This is mid. Like man, let people enjoy stuff. But I guarantee, if I was face to face with a One Piece fan that was like crap talking every other show on the internet, and I'm like, yeah, no, I like Demon Slayer, they'd probably be like, man, it's okay.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say it sucks and I should die for liking it.
Yeah.
But they do that on the internet. Yeah. And people are the same in everything. Everywhere.
Like even I try my best to not get in arguments online.
Dude, it happens too much for me, but when I do, I'm always the one that's like being the better person. I'm like, hey man, I hope you have a good day. I think you need to take a step back. It's not that big of a deal, stuff like that. And then I've had people like apologize. I'm like, you know what's up.
Dude, on Friday, I was not the bigger person. I got pretty pissed. Anyways, someone made a comment. It was a picture of Derek Jeter. And he was just... So the big thing is, Juan Soto got traded to the Yankees, and back at the All-Star break of last season, Derek Jeter said the Yankees need to trade for Juan Soto. He's the best power bat in the world, and he's a lefty, which the Yankees have the short porch in right field. So it's very easy for left-handers to hit home runs in that park. And so he was like basically saying like, this is the trade they need to make. Well, they made the trade, and everyone's posting like that video of Derek Jeter from last year saying that. And then in the comments, which there's a big debate over Derek Jeter. There are some people who think he's the greatest player of all time. He's not. There's people who think he's the greatest shortstop of all time. I believe that he is. And then there's people who are like he's the most overrated player ever. And people in our age think he's overrated because he won one championship in our lifetime, and the team had Alex Rodriguez and Tex and Posada and like one of the best
I
lineups.
like when championship numbers are brought up. I didn't get that that's important, but if the stats are overall better,
the stats are Derek Jeter's stats are insane.
Like Drew Brees is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. I don't care that he won more Super Bowls. The stats say that Drew Brees is better.
There is a clutch factor to being the greatest of all time, which I understand. And that's kind of where Derek Jeter comes in. Like, people forget, in 96, 7, 8, 9, and 2000, the man won 4 championships in the span of 5 years because he was a clutch hitter and was great all season. And I still fully believe the hardest championship to win in professional sports is baseball. You have to play a 162-game regular season, and then you have to play best of 7 again in a baseball game and win and like consistently be a good team and avoid injuries throughout the entirety of the season. Like, it's the toughest thing to win in professional sports, in my opinion. And the dude won 4 in 5 years, being the captain of the Yankees. Like, that's a big deal. And if you don't believe he's the greatest player of all time, because I don't, that's fine. If you don't believe he's the greatest shortstop of all time, that's fine. But this dude wanted to make the argument that Derek Jeter is not even top 5 of the best Yankees to ever play. I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. Like,
because he's personally met 5 Yankees players.
I'm like, in what? Like, I even asked him like, who? Okay, tough guy. All
right, big boy.
Who are your top 5 Yankees? Bro said Aaron Judge, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Bernie Williams, and who was the other guy he said?
I know half of these people so far.
And Don Mattingly. I'm like, dude, Don Mattingly was great. He never won a playoff series in his career at the Yankees, which is upsetting for the Yankees. Aaron Judge, I love Aaron Judge. He's my favorite player in the league right now. He's a better hitter than Derek ever was, but dude has still yet to win a championship. And has really, as much as I hate to say it, when he's in the playoffs, has played very poorly. Bernie Williams is laughable. He was the second in command to Derek Jeter the entirety of their career, which I love Bernie, but he's not Derek. Who else did he say? Did I say
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. I'm so sick of the Babe Ruth argument, dude. He was a fat alcoholic who was hitting balls pitched to him at 60 miles per hour.
I don't like when old players are still discussed. Like, I get that the stats may look similar, but sports have gotten harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
People have gotten better, so that means the people, like, if somebody from the 1960s came and played an NFL game today, they would die.
Dude.
They would get killed.
Babe Ruth would not make the major leagues. I'm sorry, he would not. There's no way he is hitting a 104, which is the fastest pitch last year, fastball. He's going to look at that thing and be scared based on what he was facing. A 80-mile-per-hour curveball that starts at the top of the zone and drops instantly, he's not hitting that because that was not a pitch thrown back then.
Yeah.
And you got guys like Aaron Judge who are facing that pitching and hitting 62 home runs. And I'm sorry, I don't believe that Babe Ruth hit a 600-foot home run. Every player from before they started tracking home runs who is claimed to have a home run longer than current home runs, they need to be erased. Oh, well, he hit the billboard behind the stadium and we can predict it would have gone much further. Okay.
No.
It landed in old Johnny's house behind the stadium, and I know for a fact that that is 600 feet away from the stadium. Oh, well, the ball rolled all the way down that hill. Let's go and grab it and see where it was measured. Like, you know what happened when a home run got hit in the old days out of the stadium? A kid went and grabbed that ball and ran away. There's no way there was a way to measure how long those home runs were. I'm sorry. Mr. Thomas tried to argue this with me, a few weeks ago. He tried to argue me and Preston. He was like, I know how they measured it. They would figure out where the ball landed. First off, that's an error in itself to figure out where they thought the ball landed because the ball would always be gone. And then they would take a piece of string from home plate and measure that string piece by piece until they got to that place where that ball landed. Like, bull crap, that's not an accurate way to measure a ball.
That's a terrible way.
You have to predict where the ball landed first of all, and then you know how much room for error there is in tracking a baseball, like, and then of course his argument, well, you weren't there. How do you know it wasn't hit that far? Because it's humanly impossible. It's humanly impossible to hit a baseball pitched 64 miles per hour that long. You know why baseballs are hit so far nowadays? Because it's a lot easier to get a ball that's coming 90 miles per hour to shoot off the bat at 100 than it would be a 64 mile per hour pitch. That's why off-speed pitches, unless they're hung in the zone, aren't hit out as much as fastballs are. Like,
yep. I don't even know baseball and none of that.
it's so. I'm sorry I went on a baseball tangent there. But it's so stupid. But anyways, I'll stop talking about baseball now because I know you don't like baseball.
I do hate baseball. It's my least favorite sport, actually.
I was
Close with soccer, though. No offense, soccer players.
Yeah.
Anna Grace played soccer.
I was trying to get. The Dodgers are playing in Yankee Stadium over the summer, and the Dodgers just got Shohei Ohtani, who I want to see play in person so bad. And I really want to go, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford a trip to New York and baseball and tickets to that game, because tickets to that game are going to be crazy expensive.
We almost had a trip to New York for free, too.
Yeah, I know. But
I would have gone to a baseball game with you.
You would love Shohei Ohtani if you watch baseball. One, he's Japanese.
I was going to say, that's racist.
Two, he's one of the best pitchers in the league and one of the best hitters in the league. And he just signed a $700 million contract.
Dang.
Which is
$700. I hate how much sports players get paid.
It's the largest contract in North American sports history, and the next closest contract to his in baseball is like $400 million. And the argument is, well, you're basically paying for two players and two all-star level players. I'm like, he's still one guy.
If he gets hurt, you're losing your two players.
And I want to see him play at Yankee Stadium so bad, but the tickets are going to be absurd. So I might just try to go to spring training over spring break in Tampa because it'd be significantly cheaper. But because I want to watch baseball so bad. But the way they're doing his contract is so funny. People are like voicing over that scene in The Wolf of Wall Street where he talks about how the money laundering they were doing was working. And so he's getting $700 million over 10 years was the agreed upon contract, right? But what they're actually doing is giving him $2 million a year, and then 10 years from now they're going to give him $68 million for the next 10 years once his contract is over to pay him like what he's owed. And so people are like laughing about it. It's like, so the Ohtani deal was beautiful. We got him to subdue $68 million a year from his contract, so that way he would make a lot of money and get more money than he was going to get from endorsements and sponsorships, while we got to save more money to sign players that could work around him. And then in 10 years when his contract is over and we owe him $68 million a year and can't pay it, sell the team, which is what they're going to do. Like, it is... The fact that baseball doesn't have more strict rules in their contracts is really dumb, and the fact that they can do that is really dumb, but it's what they're going to do. 10 years from now, the Dodgers are going to have new ownership, and they're going to be in debt because they're going to have to pay Shohei Ohtani $68 million a year when he's not even going to be playing on the team. Like, that's... Oh, man. It's funny now, but the Dodgers are going to suck in 10 years because they won't have enough money to pay anybody because they're paying Shohei Ohtani $68 million for 10 years and he's not even on the team. It's so stupid, but it's going to work for him for now because they're only paying him $2 million a year and they can sign whoever else they want.
Yeah.
So it's smart, but it's scammy and scummy, but it's okay. I'll be done with baseball now. I just think it's funny how that contract is working.
Yeah. Baseball.
Baseball. You can talk about anime if you like.
I already did. Oh! How have I not mentioned this yet? Demon Slayer Season 4 got announced. I've been waiting on this one for a while. The wait for this one didn't feel nearly as bad as waiting for Swordsmith Village because I had to watch Swordsmith Village later than I wanted to, so I had to wait a little bit longer. So less time went by. And Jack got in the anime, and the first thing he watched was Demon Slayer, and I kind of watched along with him whenever he got to like episodes I wanted to rewatch or like the movie, stuff like that. So I had like a revitalization into the series again, and then my parents started watching it, which is still so funny to me. So yeah, when it got announced, I was so excited, and it's coming out soon. It's in 3 months. February 22nd, I think, is the day. But it's coming out in theaters again, which is scary because that might mean that they don't have it near us and I have to drive a couple hours to go see it again. But I'll do that, of course, obviously. Either way, very exciting. And then I don't know how many episodes are going to be in it because this is like the shortest arc of the series. So some people think that it's just going to be like a movie and then 3 episodes. But the movie is going to be, they're going to do the same thing that they did with the previous Demon Slayer movie, which is 2 episodes of last season and then the first episode. So they think they're going to do the last episode of this previous season and then the first episode. Because the last episode was like 50-something minutes or an hour or something like that. So, I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. And then a couple episodes after that, because it's apparently really short.
The season?
Yeah.
Or the episode length?
The first episode is going to be like at least 50 minutes, so the runtime of the movie is like 100.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it'll be like 23-minute episodes.
Okay.
So, people are thinking it's going to be a movie like 50 minutes and then either 2 23-minute episodes or 3 23-minute episodes.
Okay.
Which I'm fine with either.
Yeah.
Because that would explain why there wasn't a big turnaround for this season. Because like less than a year for an anime is absurd, especially one with the quality of Demon Slayer. Because objectively, I don't care if you don't like it. Objectively, it is the best looking show because of how absurdly good the animation is. Like, talk about quality or all you want. I don't give a crap. Like, of not of the looks of the show, just like the writing. It is objectively a better visual show. I think objectively the writing is the best too. But that might be a biased opinion. So I don't really care. But I like those stretches.
Sorry.
But yeah, the fact that it had such a big turnaround would make more sense if it was a shorter season. Which it will be because the arc is short. But the only sad thing about this is this starts the end. Hashira training arc is the one right before the last 2 arcs, and those are both like it's known in whole as the final battle arc, and then the other the arcs in Demon Slayer, they're like just the names are fine. Like it's okay, I'm stupid. It's final selection arc and it's like all this other stuff, but then out of nowhere the last 2 arcs they're called Infinity Castle and Sunrise Countdown, which is such a cool name, I think.
Sunrise Countdown?
Yeah.
Kind of like a band name.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds cool. It sounds kind of cold.
Bro. I'm
so excited.
Coming to an end, bro.
Oh, I don't care. I want it to end.
All good things must come to an end except for the Lord our God Almighty.
Amen.
I gotta pee.
Okay.
I'll be back.
I'm fine with Demon Slayer ending because I don't know how it ends, and I want to know how it ends.
That's fair.
And then I can just rewatch it as many times as I want.
Yeah.
In other anime news, I don't know. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen, the break that they were going to go on, that didn't happen. They're still releasing episodes, which, oh, it sucks. Oh, it's the worst thing ever because I've watched them. Oh my goodness. Spoiler warning, but Nanami and Nobara's death are, for lack of a better term, they pissed me off really bad. Like really, really bad. Nanami's one thing. He was cannon fodder. He was killable. Like, he was my second favorite character in the show, but I knew the second he got introduced because writers don't know how to write characters like him, that he was going to die because he just was like that weird retired guy that like came back to chill with the boys. Like, retired characters, they always die off. It's so stupid. But yeah, I knew he was going to die. But the other one, stupid. One of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Doesn't make any sense to kill off a character. And I hate when people, when dark shows come out and people complain about dumb character deaths and people's response is always, well, it's a dark show. People are going to die. Just go watch some baby show like We Can't Communicate. I don't know why that was the first thing I thought of. Nah. You can have a dark show that doesn't mindlessly kill off characters. Like, it would not surprise me if the writer, Gege, like, just had a dart wheel and when he would just like throw and oh well, looks like we're killing them today.
You're dead.
Rest in peace. You should have not been on the wheel. Like it would not surprise me if if Yuji, like the main character, was on his hit list. Just like I might just kill Yuji. I mean they kill him in the first episode technically, but like oh dude, it's so dumb. It is, and like JJK fans love it for some reason. I mean I've seen a lot more divisive stuff with this, and I've made a bunch of comments about how like I think JJ is pretty wasted potential, and those comments will blow up. Like I'll get like 1,000 likes or something, but then I'll also get a bunch of people saying I'm an idiot for saying it's wasted potential. I'm like, look, I love the first season, I love the movie, I love the first arc of the second season, but when it is turned into this like dark show that's not dark because people are dying, it's dark because of the subject matter, and it's turned into okay, well now everybody is dying.
Yeah.
It's just not well written. And for me, the biggest issue is the main villain. He's not technically the main villain, but he's like the antagonist of the main character. Like he's the central antagonist for Yuji. Sucks. Worst written character I've ever seen. Least favorite character of all time. I hate him. He is the one that kills so many people. So then they don't even get like satisfying deaths where like they almost win or they do something big before they die because they're not going to kill off the main villain. So they don't get satisfying deaths. And then on top of that, none of the good guys ever kill the villains. They either barely survive fights and the villains leave, or they die. And that's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, it's aggravatingly stupid. Because the only characters in the show that kill villains are Gojo, and he's gone. He's sealed away in the show right now. And I don't want to talk about the manga because that's the worst written thing I've ever seen in my life. And then, besides that, the villains are the ones that kill the villains. Why are the good guys so scared of killing off the evil spirits? Most of them aren't even people. Oh, it's so stupid.
I'm sorry.
Gosh, it's so dumb. It's so wasted. It was such a good concept. It's so dumb. I hate it.
Screw JJK.
It makes me so mad.
I lost the ball.
Just seeing like everything fall apart.
Yeah.
And people defend it because they just really want to. I'm not like it's not terrible. I just the bad parts really stick out because the two deaths and then a character that got like he's not like reintroduced, like obviously he didn't like disappear, he just hasn't been in this season much or at all yet. He comes back in the latest episode and I know what happens to him. His power gets taken away that made him interesting or not. He's a really cool character, he's one of my favorites in the show, but like his power gets taken away from him in the dumbest way possible. And like that's really annoying to me. So that's essentially a character death because he's probably not going to be in the show much anymore. But it's the fact that neither of the two characters that die they were my second and fourth favorite character. They don't do anything cool before they die. Like one of them is in a fight scene that he wins and just assumes the dude that he beat died. That is the dumbest writing I've ever seen. You are in the most dire circumstance of your life. Don't assume they're dead. That is stupid. Go kill them. Oh, it's stupid. It's so dumb. It is so aggravatingly stupid.
Yeah.
And then the other person was saved by the person. Like, she lost the fight. The last time she fights before she dies, she loses. It's
Hey, we all experience things like this. It's okay. Well,
I should stop talking about it. It's making me mad.
I spent 4 hours 2 days ago reading the entire Hawkeye comic series that the show was based off of.
Nice.
So I went and rewatched the show and I wanted to read the comic books, and I come to an interesting thought about it. I did not realize how like insanely similar the comic arc was to the show. Like the fonts of like the title is the exact same.
I already have
There's-
this pop, and I took it off my wish list, and they keep telling me about it.
That's funny. They like some even like parts of the dialogue are just like like straight from the comics, and I don't know which I like better
Like your
because
stomach growling.
at first that was actually my butt. At first I liked.
That's actually my butt. Good one.
Upon like first reading, the comic series was like a lot better for the most part because the story wasn't just at Christmas time, and the story and Clint Barton didn't have a family or anything. It was just Clint Barton. And like, dude, the whole tracksuit mafia, I thought that was like a creative decision they made. No, that's like directly from the comic books, and they say bro in every sentence, and I'm just like, oh, okay. But still really funny in my opinion. But so I read through it, and then there's this one part of the comic books where Kate and Hawkeye get into a fight, and she leaves New York to go to L.A. And for a while, she comes back at the end of the series, and she was a private detective with a bow and arrow in L.A., which was pretty cool. And she got like in this big deep thing with Madame Mask, which was cool. But all the characters in L.A. other than her and the actual police detective she worked with are really stupid. So I don't know how I feel about that. So by the end of that, I wasn't sure how I felt. I'm gonna read. There's a Kate Bishop series that continues her from that arc that I'm gonna read probably sometime this week. But and it made me curious though. Like, I want to know how many other Marvel shows are like that closely related to their comic books, and if those are the better ones. Because like I don't think Loki is. Like I could be wrong. I'm gonna look into it to see if that's related to a certain comic series or comic arc. Moon Knight I know is, and those are my three favorite Disney shows. Which of course, my biggest problem with Moon Knight is that the best alternate personality of Mark they didn't even put in the show until the very end. He had one line, but
Who's that?
Jack, what's his last name?
The Ripper?
No, but
It was a joke, you silly goose.
so I know those. So those two, after reading Hawkeye, I found out are very like similar. And then I want to learn about. I want to see if there's a Loki one and see if that's like the difference is that they're just really closely related to the comic books. I don't think Loki is just because it's the only one with a second season, and I don't know. I'm gonna look into it and see though. And
Based
I
off
know
what Cosmonaut said about the Loki show, I don't think it's probably like roughly based off the comics, but I don't know because he was talking about how it was like the first original thing the MCU had done in
so
years.
it's probably not. But and then because I just know other than Loki because that's the one I don't know about is that all the shows that have sucked have almost nothing in common with the comic arc it's supposed to be based off of. Because like She-Hulk, there's no specific comic arc it's based off of. It's just based off of She-Hulk. And I have not read a She-Hulk comic to be fair, but every comic I've read that She-Hulk has been in, She-Hulk's been freaking awesome. So I was super excited for that show, and the show was atrocious. Secret Invasion went completely off from what the comic arc was, and oh my gosh, it was horrible. Still my least favorite Marvel anything. One of my least favorite superhero anythings. It's not worse than the Power Rangers movie, and it's not worse than Green Lantern, and it's not worse than Morbius. But it might be worse than Morbius, actually. It's that bad. But WandaVision, nothing to do with its comic arc. And what's the other MCU show that's really bad? Okay,
What if?
no.
Oh,
Falcon. Falcon's kind of close. There were some things that were different, but with how similar Hawkeye and Moon Knight are, I really want to see if Loki is, because that would be a cool little correlation to have with my favorite MCU shows, that they're just like closely related to their comic books. I think that'd be cool, but it might not be. But I really did enjoy the Hawkeye comic series up until Kate left to LA. So I don't know why I'm gonna read the Kate Bishop arc where she is in LA and it's just her and not Hawkeye. But like I didn't expect Lucky the dog. The only difference is instead of Kate's mom being the one that was tied up with Kingpin, it was her dad. Like her dad never died in the comics. She never put on the Ronin suit in that arc. And it's not always Christmas, and Clint's not trying to get back to his family. Everything else, like every battle is pretty similar. Kazi had a little bit of a different role in the show. Kazi was more of what Maya was in the Hawkeye show in the comic book. Like Kazi was
Maya's
that
the
character.
blind girl, right?
Deaf.
Deaf.
Yeah. Kazi's more of her role in the comic books, which I like Kazi as a character a little bit more anyways. I thought Kazi was cool. I am excited for the Echo show though. He was the second in command who had the like neck tattoo.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch Echo, so
I'm excited for Echo. Just because I think they did a good job with her character.
yeah.
Normally, a character of like you would think about like being related to her, you wouldn't think is good. But I like how they did her character. Like I was invested in her story. And
I agree. I don't think it looked bad. The trailer was just okay. I just like if I couldn't even find the willpower to watch Loki, which I was so hyped for, I highly doubt I will sit down and watch something I don't care about.
Yeah. I don't know what my deal is with not watching Loki because
Every Caleb A.M. since it started, we've talked about it, about how much we want to watch
it. The first 2 episodes were freaking incredible. Like, I would take the first 2 episodes of the second season of Loki over the entirety of the first season of Loki. Which I love the first season of Loki, it's just not my favorite. The second season so far has been almost perfect.
I've heard that the second season is, like, by far the best Marvel TV show, which might not be saying much, but
I'm sure it is.
I gave Loki season 1 like a 94 or something like that.
I think I was at either low 80s, I think is where I was at with it. Maybe. I don't think it was high 70s. I think it was low 80s. But,
I mean,
if the second season stays where the first 2 episodes were, in, like, that area of greatness, it would be, like, high 90s.
I mean, I've heard the last episode is, like, just beyond incredible.
That's what Mark said in the office. He's like, dude, have you finished Loki yet? I said, no, I'm still stuck on episode 3. He's like, dude, you've got to finish it so we can talk about it. Because the last episode might be my favorite piece of MCU.
I know it happens.
I do too. I got to.
Because I've had like the whole like glorious purpose thing spoiled. But I've heard that the music is incredible, and I've avoided listening to the songs so that way I can hear it.
I'm excited.
I plan on watching it over Christmas break.
I gotta finish it, but
I gotta find something to do while I'm at home and my family is at like work, and I'm just sitting doing nothing.
I've been playing video games throughout and I spent 4 hours.
I'm not bringing my PC home. So.
Smart.
I'll have my laptop and I'm gonna download like Weekly Company on it.
I gotta finish Loki because I just need to finish it. But
I need to finish it, and then it just sucks I didn't do it because I couldn't. Like I can't make a huge fist on it now.
The fact that I've watched more of Invincible than I have of Loki,
dude, that
really disappointing.
Pisses me off.
I'm very upset
because I haven't liked a single episode of Invincible season. The 4th episode was fine.
I like the 4th episode.
I didn't like the stuff with. Like, the random dude who got his guts ripped out and then stabbed with a massive rock was the one that survived.
Yeah.
Like, how is it not the other 2 people that had significantly less...
That whole thing was so stupid with, like, Omni-Man now being a good guy. I was like, you ruined probably the coolest character in the show by making him good. Like, the whole purpose was that he was just evil.
I get that, like, the end of the show was, he left because he was, like, attached to Mark, but, like, now, dude...
And now he's more attached to his alien family than he is his... Which I guess he's an alien too, than he is, like, the people that look more like him. I'm like...
And the thing that doesn't make sense to me is I don't get why he would think that Mark would help him.
Yeah.
Like, and why is the first thing Mark does when he sees him hugs him? I get, like, he was his dad and all, but your dad... tried to kill you and forced you to kill people in the process and then abandon you, and the first thing you do isn't like, what the heck, dude? It's like, oh, I miss you so much, bro!
Yeah,
it was really dumb.
That was dumb. But
and, dude, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of stuff about it, season 2, but I have seen some positive stuff, and I genuinely don't get it. I think it's poorly written, trash.
Yeah. I think...
The first 2 episodes were awful.
Was it? I thought I liked this. Was the second one the one I liked?
The second one, I missed the first 10 minutes of the second one.
The second one was good up until the fight in Atlantis.
Dude,
that was stupid. Before that, I liked the second episode. But
I think the one important thing that I missed from the second episode was Duplicate and the Invincible did it or something like that. So
dude, that was dumb. But the first season, in my opinion, was either way overhyped or way overhated. I thought it was like a 6.
I gave it a
6 or 7, somewhere in there.
Like, it was fine.
Like, yeah, it wasn't anything spectacular like everyone was saying, but it was fine. Like,
I saw a bunch of people harping on how Invincible created the perfect twist villain.
No.
Omni-Man isn't a twist villain.
No.
He's revealed to be a villain in the first episode.
Yeah, no.
That's just the villain. like
It's-
if he's a twist villain, then every villain ever is a twist villain. Like,
Judas.
you're right, honestly, he's a better twist villain.
Judas. Benedict Arnold.
Like, oh my goodness. I don't know. I didn't get the hype around Invincible.
Oh
Like,
my God.
it came out the same time as The Boys, and people compared them.
Yeah, no, you can't.
And The Boys is
what I've
infinitely
heard,
better.
I have not heard a single bad thing about The Boys.
I don't
Everything
think
I've
you
heard
should
about
watch it.
I'm not going to.
I don't recommend people watch
I'll
The
throw
Boys.
up. I already,
It's-
from what I've heard, I'll throw up. And everyone I've talked to about The Boys has said it's nothing short of a masterpiece.
It is the most
Like,
well-written live-action show I've ever
it's-
seen. Like, it's not even close.
When I said Benedict Arnold, that reminded me
Besides
of this
Breaking
line
Bad.
from
Breaking
Kicking
Bad's
It.
good.
When Jerry portrays the group and they all walk into falafel fields and Jerry's sitting there and Eddie goes, "Well, if it is an egg Benedict," and they're like, "Don't you mean Benedict Arnold?" No,
No.
I don't think I do. That's so. I love stupid lines like that. That
Yeah.
make no sense. Well, if it is an egg Benedict. Like, I just
Yeah.
imagine writing lines like that. You know, somebody wanted to write, "Well, if it isn't Benedict Arnold," and then forgot and put egg Benedict. He just
They
just
rolled with it.
accidentally, and everyone thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, this.
Now that you mentioned that, I'm really mad.
Yeah.
About watching Invincible over Loki.
Yeah, I'm mad.
Like, if
about
I sat down and watched 50 minutes episodes of Invincible multiple times, mind
I
you.
haven't watched it multiple times.
I haven't watched it multiple times, but I've rewatched episode 4 with you.
Yeah.
Most of it. I think I missed like 5 minutes at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm mad at myself for that too. I guess it helps that it comes out weekly, and so I guess it kind of makes me like, I don't know. And Loki came out weekly too, though, and I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
The only reason I thought about making a video about the first half of Invincible, but then I realized that I would have to choose between that and the movie video, and I was much more
yeah.
excited to make
The movie video, you're less acceptable to hatred. Because if you can't see
Yeah.
an Invincible.
The only movie I think that I have low that would generally get hate would either be Cocaine Bear, but
I
that's
don't think
be-
it's gonna get hate.
that's
It wasn't
because-
a big enough movie.
if people hated on it, it would be because nobody takes that movie seriously, and I don't know, I didn't like it at all.
No one. I don't think anyone cares enough about.
Yeah,
that
nobody
movie,
cares
so-
enough about it. But if I were to get hate for it, it wouldn't be serious hate. It would be like funny. Like people would be like, "How could you not like the movie about the bear killing people?" It's like, well, that's why I didn't like it. Because why didn't they kill the bear? It was killing people. I talked about that in the video. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to me how this bear is killing hordes of people, and they're like, "No, we can't kill it."
See, I still
That's
think-
so stupid.
I think it's hilarious.
I hate that movie. It's
Like
one of my
the
least
fact that
favorite
the
movies.
one gunshot that got took at the bear just completely missed and hit that lady in the head is so funny to me. Or not the lady, hit that guy in the head. It's a bear. That was so
She changes her aim drastically.
It's so.
I can get how y'all
dumb,
thought it was
dude.
like kind of funny and
I
all that,
loved
but
it, dude.
it made me feel like a bad person.
I know it's not a good movie. Like
I
accept
was
the fact that it's not a
disgusted
good
with myself
movie.
when I left the theater. I hated myself for a couple days.
Oh, I
Like,
love that.
it made me feel bad.
Oh, it's so.
And I've never felt that way watching a movie.
Oh,
and
that's
I watched The Boys.
So funny.
But yeah, that one or Killers of the Flower Moon is pretty low. But I talk about how it was a great story. It was the runtime. that
Oh
killed it.
yeah, no.
Like I was like I don't know if I mentioned it but I wish that movie was 2 hours long
I do
because I
too.
think it would be in my top 5.
It would be a great movie if it was 2 hours long.
Like the story was good. It was
Which
just so obnoxiously
was-
slow.
I was like optimistic about it being that long because the last Martin Scorsese movie that was
Irishman?
that long was incredible, and I was like, dude, he might do it again. He did not, but
It was like it was so obviously that long because movies that are that long get a good rap because they're long.
yeah,
Because the only people that watch them are like film snobs
yeah,
and us.
and us, but
But yeah, I think it's
I
at
like it.
13th. I gave it a 58. which like
I think I gave it like a 60 something.
the plot I think was like a 22 or 23 or something, and
My
then
plot was a
enjoyment
25 because I was like, the plot was sick.
and then
It just
enjoyment
kinda-
was like
A 2.
a 5 or
Yeah.
something. Like I just
Mine was the same way.
I genuinely have never been more bored in a movie theater than watching that movie.
I was definitely more bored in Eternals. Like
I didn't see that in theaters.
There were
or anything.
parts in
I somehow managed to watch that on a streaming service,
No.
dude. I didn't turn it off.
there were parts in Kill the Flower Moon that were intriguing and that I enjoyed watching. But at the
Yeah.
Eternals, there was not a single moment where I was like, but
I got bored in Killers of the Flower Moon, but the plot was really good.
Mhm.
Like, I just remember, like, 50 minutes in, I was, like, hopeful it was halfway over, and I looked at my watch, and I was like, there's still 2 hours. Oh, man. Because that was, like, not including the 15 minutes of ads at the beginning, and
Yeah.
the 15-minute short video that they play telling you to turn your phone off.
yeah, it's like
Yeah. But I don't,
Yeah.
like, Killers of the Flower Moon got nowhere near as, like, attention as, like, Oppenheimer did, and
Yeah.
Oppenheimer's in my top 5.
Yeah.
So.
I love
Oppenheimer would be my number 1 if it didn't have nudity in it.
And it's not like nudity in movies isn't like the biggest deal breaker for me in movies if it's like not stupid. The nudity in Oppenheimer was stupid.
It was
Like it was unnecessary.
I've never
Like-
seen a nude scene in a movie that I think is necessary. I think it's always only
Yeah.
there to get horny guys to watch it. But this one was the most unnecessary because it added nothing, and there
Yeah.
was 3 nude scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, I thought there were 2. What was the third one?
well, technically the second one was like the continuation of the first one because it cut to them having sex, and then when it cut back to them later, she was just naked in a chair.
Well, I remember that. I thought that was 2.
And then later in the movie, when he's like, they're like, it was like cool visually, but like when they're in the interrogation room, out of nowhere they're having
You're
like
right.
sex in the chair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Which
now.
that part was kind of cool. I get
Yeah.
that one, but it could have not had the nudity in it.
Yeah. Like,
So-
there's, like, okay, like, Wolf of Wall Street, I think that movie is the most overhyped movie ever, and I love Martin Scorsese, he's literally my favorite director ever. That movie is not the best movie of all time, sorry about it, but, like, the nudity in that movie, I get it, because you're wanting to tell the story of this guy's life, and that is what it was, like, throughout its entirety. And the reason I like Martin Scorsese more than other directors is because when it comes to stuff like that, it's not the main reason why, I just love his movies. But he understands like when it's necessary and when it's not. So like for Jordan Belfort's story, it's necessary to show. And when in The Departed, there's a sex scene in there where the nudity is not necessary, so he didn't do nudity. Like you know,
In Oppenheimer, like
it's not necessary.
it's so remarkably unnecessary. But if it had just been the scene in the interrogation room, I would have been
Yeah.
much easier on it. Because I think that point, the point of that scene was like him having sex with her was a big deal.
Yeah.
But like even then, it could have just not shown it.
That scene, the only nudity scene in Oppenheimer that really bothered me was the one of them in the chair.
I
Like,
hated that one.
Even the first one wasn't so bad. It was unnecessary. She could have been wearing a bra and it had the same effect.
Yeah.
But the second one, oh my gosh, I was like, really? Really, Christopher Nolan?
It made me mad.
That made me
Like,
mad too.
Really,
Like, there was
really mad.
no point in that one at all. My thing with nudity, if you could be wearing a bra and have the same effect that it has,
100% of the time.
wear a bra. Like I said, there are some situations like in Wolf of Wall Street where you kind of have to show it. Like there's some scenes that's unnecessary, like the Margot Robbie nude scene. You don't have to have that. She could have been wearing a bra in that scene. But some of the scenes where it's like all the craziness and stuff, and you kind of have to show what it was actually like, I get it. But
Call me like a feminist or something, but the fact that it's always women too is one of the main
Yeah.
issues. Like men get naked also.
all you see is
I
all
don't-
you see for men is butts.
I don't want to see anything.
Yeah,
I don't want to see anything. But come on.
we have seen one movie with male nudity, but it was a really fat guy laying on a dead slab of metal in Seven.
Oh yeah.
That was disgusting.
I've seen a couple movies, but it's always like very like Suicide Squad, the new one had it.
Yeah,
But it was like very short, out of focus, and in the background.
Mhm.
Like it was like you had to be looking for it. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't. No, I wouldn't. No, guys. Yeah. But It's really stupid.
The only nudity scene outside of Oppenheimer I've seen that was just completely unnecessary was in The Godfather.
No hard feelings. That pissed me off.
That was stupid too.
That's one.
No
That's
hard
probably my
feelings
least favorite
was
scene of the year. I was so uncomfortable.
I still think the Oppenheimer one was worse than that because at least they try to be funny.
Yeah, I guess
and
that's fair.
no
That
hard
also
feelings.
messed up
But-
Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer would have been my favorite. Which I know that sounds crazy. Like, it's just a nude scene. It's like, no, that
It's-
hurts the movie.
It's unnecessary.
It takes points off of enjoyment.
I think objectively, Oppenheimer is just a better cinematic movie than Guardians 3. But for me, Guardians 3 holds so much more weight that there's no.
Guardians is my number one.
It's my number one too. After going back to my list, Oppenheimer's my number 2. But
Oppenheimer's fourth.
I
I put John Wick above it. And the FNAF movie. But I made point in the video to talk about how that was very biased of me. Like, I even said, yes, objectively, Oppenheimer and John Wick are better movies than this, but I don't care.
John Wick was so cool, dude. I love that.
I want to rewatch that movie. It's
But-
really bad.
The outside of Oppenheimer, the most unnecessary nudity scene ever was in The Godfather, where there had not been nudity the entire time, and Michael has to leave New York and go to Italy to lay low for like 2 years because of what he did. I won't spoil the movie for you, but
Thanks.
and then he has a girlfriend who he's like in love with and very serious about back in New York, and he has to leave. And since he's there for like 3 years, he decides he needs to get married to this other girl who doesn't have a line of dialogue in the entire movie, mind you. Like, she just says nothing. She's just his wife in Italy. And then there's this unnecessary scene. They show something in New York,
Oh, yeah, I've heard
and then they cut to him and his wife, and he just is laying in bed. You see his back to the camera, and you see her, and he's just like, and she just takes off her shirt, and she's naked. I'm like, the frick was that?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point? That made no sense. The Godfather is also a very highly overrated movie. Not the greatest movie of all time. I'm sorry. It's good, but not incredible.
I've heard only good things about it, so I haven't been pressed to watch it because I think that it would be like too overhyped, and then I would expect too much or something.
Don't get me wrong. It's a fun movie. It's a great, not a fun movie. It's a good movie. I love I love the movie. It's good. It's like an 8, but it's not an 11 out of 10 like people say. But yeah,
Yeah.
like my favorite character in the movie dies.
I don't know if you remember me earlier talking about characters dying.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it.
Not a fan.
See, that.
Thank you, James Gunn, for not having to kill your character.
Dude,
It's fine.
In my video, I don't want to spoil too much of my video because I actually am very proud of it and want you to like watch it. But in the Guardians part, I said like I don't really have the words to explain why I love this movie. So I'm just gonna highlight some of my favorite things. And my first point was that he didn't kill off the main characters, but still made me cry 5 times. Like that is the most impressive thing I've ever seen in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like that it. Besides the entirety of Moving Train, but still, but character deaths is something I thought about a lot lately because of JJK, and like I want to make a video of the top 5 like most well written deaths because there's one in Demon Slayer that I don't care who you are, you cannot dispute me that like this character's death is potentially the best written thing in the show, and it's like it is what kickstarts everything afterwards. It's like why every character in the show is so determined at that point. Like, it is easily the best written death I've ever seen. And then there are some that have come close to it that I'm like, maybe I could make a video out of this. But then I don't. There's one of them that's from Chainsaw Man, but it's from the manga, and I don't know how I would go about doing that.
I
but
can tell
holy
you,
crap, I almost cried reading a book. That was insane.
I can tell you my top. I'm having to think about character deaths. I could probably tell you my top 1. Everyone who died in Rogue One at the end of the movie.
That would definitely be up there. I should start making this list.
Like character deaths, like if they're necessary, like
I
sometimes it's necessary, but when it's not necessary, you don't have to kill them.
I don't like when characters die because either the actor portraying them doesn't want to play the character anymore. Like Han Solo, he could have retired.
Yeah.
Or when the author...
And he still played the part in episode 9.
Yeah, or when the author doesn't know what to do with the character anymore. Just send them away. Like, killing a character because you don't know what to do is annoying because it can be satisfying to know that this character is living a happy life.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, but the worst character death of all time, in my opinion, that I've watched, is Kylo Ren. He kissed her and died. What was the point? He didn't. Like, I get you want to have no more Skywalkers, but at least have him die in a way that's not. Oh, he was hurt the whole time and we didn't know it. Like, get him stabbed by a lightsaber or something. Like.
Would it be cheating to put all of Rogue One characters in?
I don't think it would be. It was like an incredible death. But
that would either be 2 or 3. I don't know. The Chainsaw Man death got me, dude.
Yeah.
It was
for me, that's number one.
beautifully written.
I'm trying to think of any other ones that might be out of that.
The way crying works for me in shows is I typically do it once, but there's a specific thing in Demon Slayer that with this character death, I don't want to spoil it because I still want you to watch it one day. And for the viewers, that I've rewatched it several times, and the only time I didn't cry was the first time I watched it. And that's because I was watching it with Daniel, and I didn't want to cry in front of Daniel because he would have made fun of me. But dude, I watched it with Jack, and I bawled my eyes out, and I muted my mic, and then through my own crying, I heard Jack crying. I was like, all right, this isn't embarrassing anymore. We're both crying.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And I don't think that me crying is what makes it a good death, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it's well written. But if I'm attached to a character and they die, and I either don't get sad or don't cry, etc., I think it's because it's not that well written.
Dude, okay, Iron Man, I cried. But I don't think his death was that well written.
I didn't cry when Iron Man died because I was mad. I was so mad.
I cried my eyes out. I think, being completely honest, I think Black Widow's death in that movie was a better written death.
It was.
I mean, that was a well written. That might be in my top 5 deaths that I've watched just because of how well written it was.
I liked that scene.
That scene was incredible.
I feel really smart about Endgame because I didn't care for it that much when it came out, but everybody made fun of me for it.
You turned on me so quick.
We talked about this
I was so upset with you because we had totally agreed on it wasn't a masterpiece. It was fine. And then the next day at church, Andy just jumps on me dude, you're crazy. And then you jump on me. I was like, you agreed with me yesterday. What happened?
I got attacked by Jack and Andy for saying it wasn't the best Marvel movie.
It wasn't the best Marvel movie. It's not even top 5 best Marvel movies.
Oh no, I think it's 14, 15 or something like that.
The final 30 minutes are incredible, but everything leading up to that's just not that good. It's funny, but that shouldn't have been the movie. It shouldn't have been a 3-hour, or it shouldn't have been a 2.5 hour.
I like the opening
movie
with Iron Man and Nebula.
Yeah.
And then once they get back to Earth and start time traveling and stuff, it fell apart.
Yeah. It's not that great of a movie. I'm sorry. I like it, but my mom says it's the worst movie ever. That's not true.
No, that's not true.
But it's not. Yeah.
The Monster Hunter movie exists.
Oh, honestly, after going back and watching all the Avengers movies, I think Infinity War, Endgame might be my least favorite because
I like it more than Age of Ultron.
I love Age of Ultron, dude.
I like Age of Ultron.
James Spader as Ultron is incredible.
I agree.
It's tough.
The Avengers movies are weird for me because Infinity War is easily the best. No questions asked, it's the best one. Avengers is a little overhyped. Everybody harps on it all the time, but I like the movie.
Dude.
And then Age of Ultron is a little overhated. People crap on it too much. I think it's just fine. And then Endgame is way overhyped.
Yeah.
It's not incredible.
Dude, I love the first Avengers.
But
I agree with you.
I like the first one. And
Infinity
Loki's
War,
my favorite villain from Marvel.
Don't get me wrong, Infinity War is definitely the best one. Just
Avengers because of when it came out and how fun it was and how Andy's birthday party that year was Avengers themed.
Yeah.
It was cool and they went and saw Avengers and all that. It was one of the most hyped things ever. But
I love that.
I'm a much bigger fan of the solo films where you're not focused on a bunch of characters, which this right here is an exception because it's still a solo film. It's just about
a group of
multiple people.
Yeah.
I don't know, they just work so much better than me than
Yeah.
I think that a lot of it is I don't like the world-ending threats. They bother me because the stakes drop tremendously when it's a world-ending threat because I know that Marvel's not going to kill the Earth.
That's why Infinity War was so shocking because he actually did it.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah. That's why Infinity War is different. But in other movies, I know the good guy is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were going to win, but I didn't know that Star-Lord was going to survive.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Rocket was going to survive. I didn't know any of them were going to survive.
And they did.
And they did. But, like, there was a chance that they didn't. No Way Home, I didn't know if Peter was going to be able to keep his memories or not. Or not keep it, but, like, not reverse everything.
Mm-hmm.
There was, like, stakes that were beyond the main character losing a fight.
Yeah.
And you don't typically get that in the big team-up movies because the stakes are the world is going to end.
To add on to the No Way Home thing, this is something no one can argue with me. The best ending to any Spider-Man anything is the ending of No Way Home.
I agree.
Anyone who says that's a horrible ending, my sister, is just wrong.
I agree.
You don't understand the character if you think that ending is bad. That is the best ending to any Spider-Man
I love
movie, comic
Spider-Man
book, show.
being happy and, like, with MJ and Ned, but, like, that ending, like, that's the most Spider-Man thing I've ever seen.
My biggest issue with Tom Holland throughout the entire thing is that he showed, like, very little responsibility through his first 2 movies, and then here you go, and he actually does it. Like, he actually does what
and that
Peter
was
Parker's supposed
one of my
to do.
favorite things about the Tom Holland movies was because he was so, like, young in these, and, like, he shows character growth in them, which, no offense, Chasm, but you know what character growth is? You ever heard of that? No?
My biggest, like, oh my gosh, I hated it so much. And Far From Home, when he just gives that dude the glasses, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so the most fun Peter Parker thing I've ever seen in my life. That pissed me off so much. That was my biggest issue with the movie, was that he just, you know what?
The only problem...
I trust you with the next Iron Man. That means that I have to pick the next Iron Man, and I pick you. I'm like, oh my gosh. That was bad. That was my biggest issue with that.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense because he just met him. If he had been like a returning character, it could have made a little bit more sense. It still would have been dumb, but I get it though because I too would not know what to do if I was with Jake Gyllenhaal. So, kind of makes sense.
Sorry.
I talk about Prisoners and
Prisoners is a great movie.
I talk when in the Killers of the Flower Moon thing. I was like, there are long movies that are really good, and Prisoners is like 2.5 hours long, I think, which isn't like. It's an hour shorter than this. What was it?
I need to watch The Guilty again.
What was the other movie? It was 3 hours long.
That was good or bad?
It was really good. Not Oppenheimer, because I didn't want to spoil. I have like Oppenheimer super faded, so like if you were paying attention.
Did you watch a 3.5 hour movie in your?
It didn't come out this year.
I don't know.
John Wick is almost 3 hours. I should have. I almost pulled up a picture of John Wick. Now I gotta find this out. What is it?
Dude, the most forgettable movie of the year for me was Dungeons and Dragons. I forgot.
To be fair, it was earlier.
It was. It was a good movie. I'm not hating on it.
I have it at 8.
Like, I still remember John Wick. I still remember, what was the first movie I saw this year? Maybe I don't remember.
I think it was John Wick.
I saw it in January.
Cocaine Bear came out in February.
Okay.
That was my first movie. Started out in a big slump.
I
either saw Cocaine Bear or Demon Slayer at first.
I might just go ahead and watch Asteroid City while I'm editing, so I can go ahead and say I'll watch it.
Oh, it was the Batman.
The Batman. That was 2022.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking about 3-hour movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think Scream was early. That was the first movie you saw. Cocaine Bear and then John Wick 4. Those are the first 2.
I think I saw something before Cocaine Bear, but I don't, because I feel like I saw something in.
That's the earliest movie I have.
I feel like I saw something over Christmas break in January that wasn't Avatar, because Avatar technically doesn't count, but it came out in.
I'll look up January 2023 movies.
Yeah, I'll find it. I still never saw The Marsh King's Daughter.
Did you see A Man Called Otto?
Uh-uh.
You didn't see Megan. It's a horror movie. Nah, you didn't see any of these.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very positive.
I saw Missing.
You did?
Yeah. About the girl who's trying to find her mom through social media. I saw Missing. It sucked.
Oh, I thought that was a horror movie. I didn't know.
Well, I mean, it's a thriller. It's not necessarily horror. Her mom gets kidnapped and she tries to find her through social media only, which is a stupid concept. It's kind of like The Guilty, where the whole movie took place in one location, but it was very horribly done.
Dude, The Guilty's
Guilty's incredible.
That's
dude.
a banger.
That is a great movie.
I was shocked at how good that one was.
If I made
like, it's not a top 10 movie or anything, but it's a banger.
If I made a video on like movies you haven't seen but should, The Guilty would probably be number 1. Like, that movie is so good.
Mine would either be The Guilty or Jojo Rabbit, because not enough people
Jojo Rabbit is good. Dude, I freaking love The Guilty. Now I want to watch that again too. That's a great movie.
That is
You want to talk about a well done villain twist? There's a well done
Dude.
villain twist right there. Like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting that at all. Well done. I don't know who wrote that movie, but I want to go give him a handshake because that's just a well written movie.
Yeah, none of the other movies I can think of are ones that people haven't seen that aren't like anime movies, so I wouldn't put on a list.
I think I could probably put The Irishman on. I don't know. It didn't win an Emmy, so I guess people didn't
Irishman was
watch
pretty
it.
big.
But I don't know.
I think this is our longest Caleb
Yeah.
A.M yet.
Got nothing to do. So.
Or was the one with Evan we did 3.5 hours?
The one with Evan was 3.5.
Okay, no. So
That was so fun because we had the live stream on my TV. So we were just watching stuff back. Oh, that was so fun.
it's that time I take the beanie off and show you all my locks.
Just beautiful floating locks.
I still haven't got a haircut. I need one really bad. I'll get one sometime over Christmas break, and y'all won't recognize me when I come back.
You just walk in the house. Who the freak are you? Get out of my house! What's in the box?
Dude, I think it's just being me and JJ got to me the other day because we got back from something, and then I think it was Sunday night. I went and like before I go to sleep every night, it's just I don't know. I did it as a kid. I went and made sure that I always like walk by and make sure the doors are locked. It's especially if I'm like the last one going to sleep, just because why risk it? And I was like looking at this door, the back door. I was like, it's locked, and I was like, I'll go check it anyways, and it was unlocked. And I was like, JJ has not been out there today. And I was like, uh-oh. And so I went and checked like every place in the house. I was like, I was like ready to punch somebody.
That's fun.
I would have knocked somebody out, and it would have ended up being somebody that we know. Like, I'm sorry. Why were you in my house? Nobody was in here though.
There was a time it was my 8th grade year of middle school because Riley was a junior. We got home from school and the door was unlocked. Like, not open, just unlocked. Like, we probably forgot to lock it. She wouldn't let me go in the house. Like, she was blocking the door for me so I could not get into the house because she was scared someone was in
I've got 2 guns. Let me in.
And she had to call my mom to check our alarm system to see if a door had opened since we were gone. Guess what?
No.
A door hadn't been opened. We live in a well-guarded subdivision in Caledonia, Mississippi. Okay? And I know crimes can happen anywhere and that it's better to be on the side of caution, but, like, come on.
I'm definitely on the caution side most of the time.
Yeah.
But I'm not on the dumb caution side.
Yeah.
For me, it was like we had been gone all day, and there was no telling how long that door had been unlocked. Because I didn't check it the night before, so it could have just been unlocked, like, for a couple days. And I was like, I'll check. Better safe than waking up dead in the middle of the night. Although I doubt a burglar would kill me, but if he tried to take my PC, I'd have to fight back.
What if there's someone living in our house?
They're in the walls.
Oh, man. This would be the worst house to do that in because you would hear it so fast if someone was in the walls.
Hold on, guys. Somebody's breathing.
Like, when I go into the bathroom, I hear everything going on in Colton's room.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Sometimes I think about that because I like to listen to music really loud or watch anime in the shower, and I'll be like watching anime and like Colton and Aaliyah are here, and I'm like, she really hates anime. This is funny. She gets to listen to it today.
In your face.
Suck on that, loser. I didn't mean that, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's really funny because sometimes Colton will like sing in the bathroom.
Dude, he talks to himself while he's peeing or pooping sometimes, and I'll go in the bathroom and I just hear his conversations to himself. They're kind of shocking.
He's revealed a lot about his past.
Did you know that he was a black markets gun dealer?
Colton, we can't do this anymore. But Colton, I already killed him.
Dude, in what day is it? 13th. In 7 days, we find out if the church Lord gets in the film festival.
Will you call me?
I will call you as soon as I find out. Dude, I'm nervous. Like, I don't want to say, like, I've basically already given up on filmmaking or doing anything in the creative space as a career, or even a hobby that makes money. But, like, this would be like
Pissed, not Next Topic Media.
This would be like the biggest blow of my life if I just if the short story didn't get in.
Just wait until I kill you. That's gonna suck a lot more.
Dude, I'm just like, oh man, I really want this to get in just to say like,
That would be sick.
Especially
since I was the main character.
Obviously, it's a stupid comedy short film,
Yeah.
but like in some odd way, getting this into the film festival is confirmation that if I would have started earlier in life, I would have made it, which is just not true.
It's not true,
but
it's fair enough.
I'd have hope that I could have
And
done it.
I was the main character, and I had enough creative decisions where I can feel like I at least
Yeah.
was some part of it being in it.
You were.
So,
If it gets in, you would be for sure. So
I had some good ideas.
yeah,
Like the
what sucks about it
the
is
waking up and the
sheet.
the sheets just pulling off without me doing anything gets me every time.
The thing is, I deleted it from my iMovie library because for whatever reason my iMovie library was at 300 gigabytes, and I was like, yeah, that can't happen, or I'm not gonna have any storage. So I had to delete it, and then when I went to put the shirt story in, I couldn't go back in and change the credits or anything. So I would have changed me. I would have been like, director, me. Cinematographer, Caleb A.M. Editor, me. Sound design, me. Like, I would have, like...
You know
I
the
would've
funny thing
changed.
about who you said was the sound design?
Colton?
He's your cousin.
Yeah. What's the point? I don't get it.
Never mind.
What point are you trying to make?
When we were asking questions and Colton was
Oh my god.
like, yeah, me and him are actually cousins.
Oh my god, that was so funny. You seem like you all know each other pretty well. Did that have something to do with the movie? Oh yeah, for sure. We're all friends. We get along. It doesn't have to do with everything. Yeah, this guy's actually my cousin. And it doesn't elaborate any further. Just yeah, this guy's actually my cousin.
Guys, get this. Cousin. Cousin.
Oh man,
Cousin.
that interview was fun though.
Oh, I enjoyed
I
it.
didn't expect so many questions.
Dude.
Dude, going into that, I was nervous. I was like, people are gonna like.
I was nervous, and then she
horror
freaking...
movies.
Was it before or after that she showed Nate's?
After she showed.
After.
That's why you were so nervous. We
I
had a
was
fake
freaking out.
We had a laugh on a suicide.
Because
scene.
before we turned it in, I was like, dude, we need to take the fake suicide out.
I was like, absolutely. That was my favorite shot in the movie.
I loved it too.
I
It was
like,
funny.
Absolutely not.
And then I'm reading, I'm like, guys, Nate's
Dude, you had
thing
me
is about
nervous.
his mom. She died. And oh no.
Dude, I was nervous like when that happened, but I was
His
nervous
was easily the best.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which isn't much of a contest because
they were all bad.
ours was good, but it was like a funny thing.
Yeah.
His was just like legitimately good.
Hearing Nate's response to ours was really heartwarming, though, that he enjoyed it as much as he did, and he thought it was a good selection to go after the heartfelt, serious thing. I was like, oh, well, thanks, Nate. But, dude, I was so nervous before. He was like, all these people are going to do, like, these, like, serious horror things, and we're going to come in here with our Nerf gun blaster, Diva blaster coming out of your shorts, and this dude's going to lose his shirt, and somebody's going to die because of it. Like that, I was so scared. I was like, they're gonna hate this.
It's honestly
Andreas-
a great idea.
Andrea Spain's gonna hate us because we
She's gonna
just
fail us.
goofed, and then it was such a smashing success.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so good,
I need to rewatch it because there was some really funny jokes.
dude.
in
It
it.
is so
Still, to this day, it got brought up yesterday because Connor pretended to slap me and I went the wrong way, and he started laughing. He was like, "Dude, you went the wrong way." I was like, "Yeah, that's my thing." That is my most proud joke, and I told him yesterday, him and JJ, I was like, if I ever made a sitcom, like once an episode or every other episode, somebody would get slapped and their head would go the wrong way, and nobody would ever mention it, and it would just be like the running joke of the show. One thing that I love about good comedy is that the best comedy is typically subtle.
Yeah.
Whenever you take a funny joke and then you have to make mention of the joke, like if I slapped you, if in the shirt story I slapped Colton and then it like I said, or like the narrator was like, why did he turn his head the wrong way? It would instantly lose all humor. Because it's funny because it's subtle and you have to be like paying attention.
And when people notice it, it's cool. Like Miss Spain noticed it; she thought it was hilarious.
Like that's one of my least favorite things about some comedies, because they'll make a funny joke and then they'll explain the joke or talk about the joke. Like even Merry Christmas Columbus did it with the budget bus. Like the first time they said budget bus, it was funny, and then they
did it
kept
11
saying
times.
it. But it wasn't like a.
It made sense for Fairview too. I thought it was hilarious
thought
because
it
I
was
was like, this
funny.
makes so much sense for Fairview, and then they kept going. I was like, oh my gosh.
Like, I know that I just said that I would put it in most episodes if I did that, but it wouldn't be like,
I'm gonna explain it.
it wouldn't be a big deal when it happened. It would just be like and then their head would turn and the episode would continue. But every time they mentioned budget buses, the point of that line was the budget bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think, like, I don't think I could be a writer, but the shirt story gives me hope for being a comedy writer because it made me think of something I wrote was actually funny.
It was funny.
And people liked it. And I thought, writing it, I thought it was really stupid, honestly. I just wanted to make a short film, and I knew we could make that one pretty quickly. So I was like, because we could shoot the whole thing in our apartment, and wouldn't take
Not
a
to
lot
toot
of time.
your own horn or my own horn,
Mm-hmm.
but we had some really good ideas.
We did.
Like, I was proud of myself at the stuff that, like, some of the stuff that I put, like, pressure to add in there got some pretty big laughs from the audience. And I was like, that was like an original idea I had. It wasn't like I saw this in a movie. I've never seen a movie where somebody got slapped and their head turned the wrong way.
I just hated that I had to give credit to Colton and Connor for writing when they did not. Like, no offense, Colton, if you're watching this, like, no offense or anything, but like, I wrote that thing, and then any changes that were made to the script were written by you. Like,
Me?
yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, I definitely
yeah, no,
part.
yeah, I know you did. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that I had to give credit to the other two guys for writing, really for anything, because all they did was act. No offense, like that's still a big role, but like
That was a free grade for them.
yeah, I know. The fact that I had to give like costume design, there was no costume design, so I'm okay with that. But we just wore our normal clothes.
I was going to say, actually,
Costume
the
design.
point of it was the costume.
Yeah, I guess that
actually.
was.
So,
I guess that was.
and that was all me and you because
Yeah.
that was the only shirt we had.
That was two of. And
Which sucks. I had two
But-
Demon Slayer shirts. We could have made a second one.
that and the writing, the fact that we had to like lie about it, but like, yeah, we were really set on something serious, and every time we were trying to write, we just couldn't be serious. I'm like, that's just not true at all. I wrote this a long, long time ago, and I thought it was funny, so I made it. But
I think it's funny that we essentially just reused a YouTube video that we posted like a year ago.
I had to delete it off of YouTube to be safe. Like, oh gosh, that's.
I remember back when that came out because it had a lot of views.
I remember we did a premiere with it, and there was like this big countdown thing that I didn't know it did, and so I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" And then it came out, and it showed, and I was like, "That's so cool." It makes me want to make more short films, but I don't know.
I'm always down.
I know.
I'm one of those people that if like when it comes to like creative ventures, I'm willing to put in 100 or not 100.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put in equal or more effort as the other people involved, but I will never put in less effort.
Yeah.
Because if I really like when like creative endeavors are like somebody's passion, because I want to help with that. A lot of stuff I've wanted to do, nobody helped with. Like I didn't like how that felt.
Yeah.
So I wanted to help. And like, would being an actor be cool if that somehow came out of you being a director? Yes. But it wouldn't be my main goal.
Right.
I would definitely quit what I was doing to be an actor, but
I hate how people just like, especially adults, just crap on the creative space nowadays. Like, when a kid says they want to be a content creator, that is a legitimate career.
It's a
that
career.
Is manageable. Like, it's not the easiest thing ever, but neither is being a doctor or a lawyer. Like, I literally have a friend who is a content creator and is not a famous content creator, but she makes content for Amazon and other boutiques and other like local businesses,
oh yeah,
and makes like $60K a year according to her sister. Like, I don't know if that's true or not, but I know she makes a lot of money because she's always traveling and she's not in school, so she's making a living doing that.
Especially like at this point, if we were making money off of YouTube, that would just be so awesome.
Yeah, I know. Like, of course, our aspiration, like, you can make money off of TikTok, you can make money off of Instagram. You could, like, content creation is a serious and legitimate career that adults, just because it wasn't from their time, don't understand and think it's a pipe dream. Like, it's not. Like, you don't have to be
It might be less stable.
Yeah, but, like, you don't have to be Mr. Beast to call yourself a content creator and to make a living off of it either.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and, like, I remember, like, when I wanted to be a movie director, I wanted to go to film school, and I was considering it, but I really didn't think I was going to go. And I remember my mom just, like, consistently trying to talk me out of wanting to be a movie director. She's like, it's just not anything to get to. I'm like, Mom, I'm not stupid. Like, I know, like, it's not likely. Like, I get that, but it's still something I'm passionate about and something I'd like to adventure into. But
Yeah.
that's besides the point. It wasn't just her. There was a lot of people who were like, "You can't do it." I'm like, "You're probably right."
I think you could have done it.
I think I could have too. I just hate that I stopped.
Mainly because you promised me I would have a role in each of your movies. But
I promise if I ever directed a Spider-Man movie, you'd be Peter Parker.
I think I could make a good Peter
I
Parker.
think you'd make a good Peter Parker.
I think I'm a little bit too tall though.
There are 2 short films that I've written that I really want to do, but both of them like are outside of my budget and would take a long time to make right, which I'm not gonna. I know I kind of did
All
it
I'm
with
saying
Escape.
is, if
and
Next
Church
Shot Media
Story.
at any point blows up, I think short films would be in the question.
Oh, absolutely. I think with the Escape and the Shirt Story, like I think they could have both been done better. Like if we would have reshot Escape, I think Escape could have been a lot better. But just because their Colton's costume or outfit choice for the movie was not good. He wore a Ricky Bobby shirt, and once again, no offense, Colton. There were some lines of dialogue I wish I could have rewritten and redone. There was a golf cart in one of the scenes,
And
Of course.
Colton's phone was
Yeah.
in that one shot.
To be fair, and if I would have thought about reshooting, I would have just reshot the entirety of the thing, and from a bunch of different angles, and took 80 different shots for each thing, which I didn't want to waste too much time doing that. And I think it would have came out a
So,
lot better.
I'd waste
but
a
I
day.
didn't.
I'd waste a week.
Thank you. But that was, dude,
I'd waste my
Escape
Christmas break.
was one of the most fun things I've ever done. In
Dude,
my
that
life.
was hype.
It
City.
was awesome. We woke up early for sunrise to go out to a fire escape and spent 3 hours shooting a short film.
Get down.
That was, and I don't know if I get it. The Magnolia Film Festival is a big deal, and they have people from all over come and submit their films that are professionally made projects. So I get it, but the whole point of that thing was it was a fire escape for one. It's a place you can go to escape from reality. Movies are how we escape from reality. Me making this film is escaping from reality. The whole project is them talking about how can we escape from reality and what the things we think about to help with that.
I thought it was a really good idea.
I thought it was great. The whole tree falling thing. That's an entire conversation you have with a friend to not talk about real world issues and real life stuff.
And then
And
again,
I really liked it.
I
love
don't want to seem like an egotistical prick for saying this.
Yeah.
I think your idea was better than the ending, but I thought the ending I came up with Colton disappearing was really
Well,
cool.
it was really cool. Because once again, that's another way of saying, this person's not real. This is me escaping by talking to another version of myself.
That's what I thought that
it's-
was sick.
It was a great idea, for sure. It
and we got
was,
gypped.
and I know it, objectively looking and sound quality and all that stuff was not the best. But concept-wise, and I think script-wise, that
It was good.
was so good. And I was so proud of that. And that's why I'm saying the Shirt Story is just another, going to be a huge blow. Because that was a big blow to me. I was depressed for a week after that. I hated my life. I hated myself. I didn't want to be creative ever again. I was
pretty
sick
sad.
of it. And
It
then
wasn't
we
my
made
project.
this one just to be funny and goofy. And it's had positive, the Escape had no positive response from people except for me and you and Colton. I showed it to my family and they thought it was stupid, which fine, I guess. But this one, everyone I have shown it to and everyone who has seen it has had nothing but great things to say about it.
It would
And it's-
really suck, honestly.
And I'm just
Now it's getting really hyped up, and I'm
I
gonna
know.
be depressed when it.
I'm gonna be depressed
not when,
too.
If
yeah, when it doesn't.
I think we got a 60% chance.
Yeah, the only reason I think we have a good shot is because I don't think a lot of people submit comedies into film festivals, and we've already been, and I'm connected to somebody within it, and he told me if I keep trying, I will get in the film festival. Which this is probably my last attempt.
I think if this one didn't work, the mockumentary murder one was hilarious.
I loved
that.
that
Was the
script
best
so
one.
much.
That was the funniest one.
Hey, you're fat. Okay, that's just unnecessary. You're right. No, I'm not sorry. You're fat. I love that script so much, and I didn't even get to finish it.
Yeah, that one was very good.
I was so.
There was another part that was really funny, and then the whole the cameraman was the killer. The whole
Yeah.
that was the funniest part.
I think my favorite part was when one of the friends just walks in a suit and is like, "Yes, that is the question. Who did it?" But the real question is, where did it, or something like that. And then they're like, why are you dressed up in a suit? I don't know. I need to reread that because it was funny. But
It was.
I like.
That'll be our first one
I wanna-
after Next Topic Media gets a million subscribers.
I want to tell myself that if this one doesn't get in to the film festival all summer, I'm going all out. Like I am.
I'm here for it.
Spending my money on costume design because the one I want to do is going to take costume design, like legitimate costume design. I'm framing out each shot, and I'm going to do multiple frames for each shot to see what I like best. I am going to get. You're going to be the main character.
My birthday's in summer.
Mm-hmm.
I can ask for
Stuff.
costume money.
I should have asked for a camera for Christmas, and I didn't. That's my fault. But
I might be getting one.
I'm due for an upgrade, and if I can get a phone with cinematic mode on it, I think we could shoot incredible stuff. But
Both my father and my mother, and my father, my mother, and Andy have all talked about YouTube when it comes to Christmas gifts this year. Andy said that he got something related to it, and he wouldn't tell me what. And I was like,
please be a camera.
is it a green screen or a ring light? And he was like, no. I was like, thank goodness.
Yeah,
I did
we
not
have
want to
that.
have to tell you. We already had that.
Um,
And I don't know what else it could be.
yeah.
Could be some type of editing pad. I don't know if that exists. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, but if I would love a stream pad for this, so we don't have to run up to the screen and tap stuff. We could just have a little thing here and just tap what we need to, and have a bunch of different overlays and
pretty
cool
cool.
stuff.
That might be what I
But-
need. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll find out in 12 days.
But
Christmas is so close.
it is close. But yeah, if I don't get in this film festival, I am going all out on the next film.
I'm holding
spending
you to that.
all summer. Hold on to it. I'm spending all summer. I'm spending my own money on it. All summer working on this project.
3 hours and
And
31 minutes in.
If I have, and if I can't find a female lead, okay, I'm gonna rewrite and do something different. I'm going to make.
Don't worry, I'll have a girlfriend by the time. Just kidding, no, I won't.
I'm gonna go all out with this project and do everything I can to the best of my ability. I am going to work my butt off on it, and that be my last ditch effort to get into a film festival. And if it doesn't work, fine. When February rolls around, that next year, I'll be done with short film making. That'll be my last effort. If it does get in, I might be so hyped that I want to keep going and make it a big one. I don't know.
I like that
But-
idea.
If it doesn't get in, I am making one last effort to make a serious film with a script and characters that I really like, characters I'm emotionally invested into.
I think if
It
it does
does
get
go.
in, you should still do that.
I'm still-
because
I
I want
probably
to make
still
another
will.
one.
I probably still.
I'm not
will,
like
but
a good actor or anything, but I would like.
yeah.
I think it's fun. I've always loved acting.
Of course,
I was like not a theater kid, but I was a play kid
Yeah.
at church. I was like the main character in all the plays.
you were very good.
Yeah,
I
sometimes
saw one. but-
sometimes the Back to the Future one.
yeah.
Sometimes I think about that because
God,
I don't know,
those
I've got-
flying cars above us.
I've
That's a
gotten
great line.
I've gotten a lot closer with Connor over the past 2 years and stuff. But I've known him since I moved, and me and him have always been the main characters in the plays and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know. That one was hilarious.
That one
It was
was-
my favorite one because me and him, every single song, we just got to sit down in the time machine and fix it or something.
That's
oh
fun.
man, it was so fun.
But yeah, I think.
It's on Caleb A.M. now. You have to
The-
make this film.
But the thing that I think you would like about the film I want to make over the
Is
summer,
this
it's not zombie,
the poster pop?
Yeah. is that there's no zombies though. We couldn't do zombies on a budget. You're wearing a helmet the whole time, and just because I know we'd be making this thing without a professional grade microphone, and your voice would be so muffled that all your dialogue would be voiceovered. So one, that helps with shooting because we don't have to reshoot if dialogue messes up or if
Yeah.
it sounds bad because everything's going to be voiceovered.
I'll use that mic.
Yeah.
It's worked wonders for me. And
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna, and you love being a voiceover guy, so
my dream job, not it dream job, my dream thing, my biggest thing on my bucket list is being a voice actor
yeah,
for an anime or for a video game, just once.
yeah, for sure.
I don't want a career out of it. They don't make a lot of money. I know that. They're kind of gypped on how little they make, but
That's why they got us charge so much at Comic Con.
yeah, they got a turtle, and that's why they do so many roles.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I think that would be like the coolest thing ever. I'd do it for free if it was like a small role in like a show I liked, and they just like needed like one person to play a background character. I would do it for free so fast. I hope that doesn't surface if I ever have the opportunity, because I would prefer to get paid.
Just want to let you guys know.
But I'd do it for free.
Dude, I thought it was so cool when Miss Bain said you should be a voiceover actor.
I cried.
I was like, you're like,
I don't like that lady.
No, I don't either.
But that day, I was a fan.
Dude, with how much she loved our film, imagine if she was somebody we respected.
I'd cry.
Dude. I hope this doesn't surface. I hope none of Caleb A.M. surfaces with how much crap we've talked about that lady in her class. It scares me, dude.
Honestly, it mainly is the class itself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would have had an issue with her if
it was an
the
English
curriculum was better.
Yeah, I don't think I would have either. I liked her at the first
Or
week.
if it was an English class, yeah. I would have hated writing the essays, but I would have expected it because it was an English class.
Yeah.
So, let the record show.
She had some dumb moments for me, like the whole... Look at the city they chose. It's a metropolis.
It's New York.
It's New York. Like, that's where they didn't choose that because they wanted a metropolis. They chose that because Spider-Man lives there.
To be fair, that was like the first day of class, and she got people to choose pictures or whatever.
Mhm.
So she was kind of having to go off the dome.
That's true.
But
like,
as a film critic, you probably could have thought of something. You could have talked about the lighting of the scene.
Yeah.
Because the lighting is what made that scene.
Absolutely. Great scene, too.
Very true. Great movie.
Absolutely.
Second favorite movie of all time, actually.
Yeah. Favorite MCU movie of all time. Favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. And that's saying a lot for me. Favorite piece of Spider-Man media of all time. Dude, my phone's already at 20%. This is.
What do you mean already? We've been going for 3.5 hours.
I guess you're right. But yeah.
This is the official longest Caleb A.M. Something about those last Christmas episodes really get us in the festive mood.
We know it's our last one of the year, so we gotta go all out.
I need at least like 2 or 3 Caleb A.M.'s worth of time, so.
I gotta.
Which is funny because like yesterday and leading up to this, I was like kind of excited for that Caleb A.M. day because I haven't been getting out of bed until 10. It is now 10, as if I haven't been.
You haven't done anything yet.
Oh well, this is significantly better than sleeping. Although, that's what I haven't mentioned. Me and Daniel worked more on our bang chair. This has nothing to do with what I'm about to say. But last Wednesday night, I thought about that because I talked to Daniel about it. I don't know if I've talked to... No, I mentioned it to Colton the other day. I had my first ever lucid dream, and it was the coolest experience besides skydiving.
Nice.
Like, it was so cool. Like, mid-dream, I realized I was in a dream, and I was, like, self-aware. It was, like...
That's sick.
Every time I've gone to sleep since, I've been thinking about that when I've gone to sleep. I'm like, please.
Let it happen again.
Let it happen again. It was... Like, I couldn't, like, fly or anything. Like, I didn't become, like, a superhero, but, like, I was just me, but I had guns at one point. Because I've been playing Cyberpunk, and so I had, like, Cyberpunk guns that was killing people.
That's sick.
In a nice way.
They were evil.
They got downed. Yeah. But yeah, I had that was freaking awesome. I want to have another lucid dream. Maybe that's just me, though.
Alright, you ready to end it?
Guess we should.
Yeah. I need to charge my phone.
When are you going back today?
I don't know. Because now that I wanted to stay here enough to finish editing the video so I wasn't distracted by gaming. But I wanted to go home before 1 o'clock and it's already 10 o'clock, so I don't know what time I'm going to go home now.
Just go home at 4 instead.
Lauren's going to be mad at me, but it'll be okay.
She's had you the past week. We haven't. She took you from us yesterday. We need you. I need you at least. I get so depressed when you're not here.
I get depressed when you're not with me. I'm going to go back in the stream later and screenshot that and make that my profile picture. Let's get another one for safety. Okay.
That's one of the reasons I'm excited to go home. Because when I'm at home, I don't miss you as much. No offense. But it's because I'm with my family.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But when I'm here and just chilling
No one else
with
is
nothing
here.
to do, I don't know. Like, we don't do crazy stuff every day or anything, but at least once a day I wander in here.
We have a conversation.
And chill for at least like 10 to 30 minutes. Like it's. But dude, there have been a couple times where like I've gotten bored editing or video gaming, and I've stood up, walked in here, and the lights are off, everything's gone, and I'm like,
Not everything's gone.
well, not everything, but
Pops are still here.
yeah, most of the stuff is still here,
Yeah.
but the PS5 that's normally in our
Yeah.
background is gone. I guess I normally cover up the PS5, so I guess people wouldn't know that. Yeah, it's gone.
We
Either way, I'm just trying to say I missed you.
I missed you too. I don't know what time I'll go home, but I'll deal with Lauren's wrath about it. It's okay.
We should at least go get lunch, me, you, and JJ.
Yeah, JJ wanted Ben. I don't think you're gonna be okay with that though. But I'm fine as long as it's not peppers. I am okay with wherever we go.
I haven't had Bulldog in a while. I kind of want Bulldog, but I also money.
Yeah.
We could get a pizza.
Ben has pizza.
I meant like Domino's and eat it here, but I'm fine going out to eat somewhere.
JJ really wanted to go out to eat. He was talking about it yesterday.
I haven't had Ben in a while, so I'll go.
I
if
think
I
you would
wanted
like-
something that expensive, I would want Bulldog.
Ben's not that expensive.
Mainly-
A pizza, you can get a whole pizza at Ben for like the same price as a whole pizza
Dude,
from Domino's.
I've noticed, like, pro tip for people that make it to the 4-hour mark of the stream. Pizza at like sit down restaurants is the best deal.
Mm-hmm.
Split a
Dude,
pizza
absolutely.
with somebody, and you're like, we went to this Italian place for Isaac's bachelor party, and the food. I don't know if I ever told this one. I think I did. I don't. Yeah.
The food was bad.
No, something went wrong at every part of Isaac's bachelor party for me, but it was still like a great time. I'm not like complaining or anything, but it was like it's like funny in retrospect because like one thing had to like happen at each thing, but it was all funny in retrospect. Besides losing 2 discs, I'm still mad about that. I'm still not mad. I'm just really sad because I liked those discs a lot.
At least it wasn't your CL.
Dude, I would have jumped in that river and
Dude,
and found it.
I'm nervous about your birthday because I don't know how I'm going to top that. I'm really scared.
I'd tell you how you could, but it would be very expensive. So,
I'm going to make another CL day.
honestly, do it. Do it.
Except
man.
instead of dolphins, I'll do something else. I don't know.
Get a dolphin on one end and like a Demon Slayer sticker on the other
Dude,
side.
I was just going to be content with like finding a blue or pink disc that was playing a disc in that. When I found a Prodigy that was that, I was like, oh my gosh.
It was actually my favorite disc.
I was like, oh my gosh.
H3 is my favorite.
This is
driver.
insane. This is crazy. I was so happy. I was like, I bought that mug instantly. I didn't even stay in the store and look around. I grabbed it and got it and went.
It was the best idea possible. But yeah. Oh, when I was holding JJ's very heavy present for me, I was so scared that it was gonna be like a mystery box of discs, which like would have been cool, but it would have been awkward when like one of them was pink or blue, and I just couldn't
Use the rest of
or
them.
couldn't. I can. I just choose not to. I like the style. But anyways, the Italian place, it was good,
Mhm.
but I'm poor.
Yeah.
And didn't want to spend a lot of money. And Andy's wedding and all that was coming up, so I knew I was gonna have to spend a lot of money for his wedding, the showers, not the shower, the bachelor party, because I was planning it, and we were going to a fancy Italian place, rock climbing, which was awesome. I want to go again. That dude that worked there was so nice. He gave Andy a free shirt when he found out it was like a bachelor party. And Andy wears that every time we hang out now because I think it's for me. Like he wants me to know that he really cares, and it means a lot to me. I always get happy when I see it. But yeah, that all this other stuff. I knew I was going to spend a lot of money in a short time span, so I was trying to keep stuff as cheap as possible. I didn't get a haircut. I got a shave. Ended up being like $30, which was almost twice the price of a haircut. Screw me, I guess.
You were so excited for your shave.
It was very nice. It felt good. But the thing that went wrong there was the price, and the dude nicked me pretty bad. But it didn't show up in the pictures or anything. So, I know you were just doing something, but you do that when you like. So I was excited.
I do that.
So the Italian place, I cannot keep on track right now.
Yeah.
I've gone too long without eating and peeing and drinking bangs.
I'm about to have to pee again.
Ooh, good shot. But I have to go. But the Italian place, very expensive. They had pepperoni pizza, and like the meals were like $15,
Mm-hmm.
but the pizza was like 11 or 12
For a whole pizza.
for a whole pizza.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, who wants to split a pizza with me? $6 each. Nah, I'm gonna get the tortellini. Nah, I'm gonna get the lasagna.
Tortellini?
Nah. Like, come on, guys, please. I think somebody did split a pizza with me at Andy's thing. That pizza was incredible. The pizza at this one was pretty good. It was solid, like 8 out of 10. The one at Andy's was 10. That crap was busting. And I don't like using the word busting.
He does not.
And then that was fine. Like, I didn't expect people to split a pizza with me. But then, I think I told you about this. I wanted marinara sauce, and so I was like, can I get like a small thing of marinara sauce too to dip it in? They brought me out tomato soup. Just a bowl of soup. I'm like, what? And they charged me like $4 or $5 for it.
Yeah.
I was like,
you talked about that.
what is wrong with you people? I said I wanted a small thing of marinara sauce to dip my pizza in.
Not soup.
Not freaking soup. There was so much soup. And it wasn't that good. Ooh, man. Oh, dude, speaking of soup, I had to record.
I'm sure what someone says, they ran in and said tomato sauce, and the kitchen thought they heard soup, and the waiter didn't want to change it. Because that would be me. I would be scared to, let's say, tell the kitchen to the girl, like, hey, actually.
Nah, you're wrong. But yeah,
I wouldn't do that. I would just.
in my video at one point, in the Transformers part, which there's a funny part, which is one of the funnier parts in the video. I talk about how many of you thought the ending was stupid,
So dumb.
and how we kept laughing at it, and I mentioned like, how do none of the Transformers beat the villain, but as soon as this guy puts on a suit, it's game over? Nah, or something like that. I did something like that, and I had like a picture of him in the suit, but like
it looked bad too. Him in the suit.
yeah,
Oh,
the picture I chose makes it look even worse. It's kind of unfortunate, but I don't care. But I don't remember what the line was I said, but I said like, as soon as this dude puts on a suit, and then I went, like, I didn't even notice it, but I was just like purposely like insinuating the oons or the ooze, and so when I heard it back, it sounded so stupid. I was like, as soon as this dude puts on a suit, and I was like, I gotta delete this. I had to redub that part, but.
Dude puts on a suit?
Besides that, I worked my butt off on that video yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
When me and JJ got back, I worked on it for like 3 hours before we left, and then we went. And as soon as we got back, I went back to it. I was like, I'm gonna play video games. And I do the thing where I play till I lose and then edit. But I was like, oh, I'll just edit this one. Oh, I'll edit this one. And I just kept going. And then it like, right before you showed up, I was like, I think Caleb's supposed to be coming back, and I went and asked JJ if you were here, because if you knew where you were, and he was like, he's on his way. I was like, cool, because I don't know how long I've been working, but I needed a break. And then when I finished it, I went into JJ's room, made bagel bites, not in JJ's room, but
He doesn't have the other.
my mom is calling me.
I see that.
All right, we should end it.
Put it on speaker. Let her be a part of Caleb.
Okay. Hey Mom, you're live on Caleb A.M. because we're still going. You're on speakerphone.
Oh, great. Sorry about that.
That's fine. We need to end it. We were just enjoying our time because this is the last one.
Of 2023.
Of 2023.
Yeah.
Dad keeps texting me saying, Caleb's going to need milk. What kind of milk do you like? 2%?
2%.
Fairlife? Do you want the Fairlife, or do you care about just
Right.
a gallon? Do you want a gallon, or
Gallon or brand or whatever doesn't matter. Just 2% of a gallon.
2%? And you want some cinnamon rolls?
Yes. And if you can get the ingredients to make those cinnamon rolls.
Yes.
But I also want regular cinnamon rolls too.
Okay, I'll do it.
This
All
is
right.
My mom.
What was, I wasn't watching, what song won?
Last Christmas. Let's go Last Christmas.
Congratulations, Last Christmas. Was it against Oh Holy Night?
No. It was against Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh, well, yeah, Last Christmas. If it was Oh Holy Night, I was going to have to vote for that.
I could see that. Alright.
All right.
Love
Well, you
you.
guys have fun, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
I will be there tomorrow. We have the last Bible study of the year is tonight, so I'm gonna go to that.
All right. Is there anything you would
Skinny
like me
Pop.
to get other than Skinny Pop?
I can't think
And
of
cinnamon
anything right
rolls.
now. Maybe Pop Tarts.
Okay, we got some of those. Alrighty.
Love you.
Love you too. Y'all have a great day.
Bye. Say
Bye.
Bye, Caleb. Bye, Caleb.
Bye.
When she said, your dad's like, Caleb's gonna need some milk. I can't stop laughing at that.
I know I'd be
that was
liking
so
the
funny.
milk.
Like, nothing else she said was, like, funny. It was just, like, serious questions. Like, yeah, what else do you need? And stuff like that. It's just, your dad keeps calling me. It's like, Caleb's gonna need some milk. Like,
I like milk.
he needs some milk.
Why does my hair look so greasy?
Because you've been wearing a beanie.
Oh.
Alright. Yeah, we should probably end it.
Well, guys, thank y'all so much.
It's been a great 2023, really. It's been a great
It
year.
really has.
Like, school has been, like, the most hard-working school, like, as far as, like,
I
January.
killed it in school. I got
Dude, I
one
did
D, but I'm so
That's
proud
what I'm
of
saying.
that.
From January to now has been, like, the hardest 2 semesters of my life, but the most rewarding 2 semesters of my life.
Yeah.
It's been a great year, other than the summer, for our content. But even though the content suffered in the summer, I had a great summer.
The second half of my summer was
July
significantly
July
better.
was the worst month of the year for me this year. But other than July, like, summer was great.
July was pretty good for me.
I loved, like, content we made this year.
We've kind of slowed down in
We did slow down.
but that's
but
okay.
The videos we put out, I think, were better quality in the second half of the year than our first ones.
I talk about it in my video at the end how I was like glad I got into editing. I am
Yeah.
beyond proud that
Yeah.
I managed to make 2 videos or 3 now because I always thought editing was above me, and now I've actually gotten kind of good at it.
Editing's fun, dude.
It's fun.
I love editing. I'm just like, it's been a great year, and I'm excited for 2024. And we're gonna have to get more creative with our content because there's not as much media being put out as far as movies.
It's
and
next topic media
stuff
year, though.
goes. We got to figure out different types of content to put out, and I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it.
I think 2024 is the year we hit 5,000 subs.
Don't put that out there, man. You thought we were gonna hit 1,000 by the end of 2021.
Hey, that would have been cool.
And we did not.
By the end of 2021?
Yeah, like the first year we started.
I said that would have been
Or 2022, sorry.
2022.
Yeah.
I said that would have been like ideal. I didn't think that would happen.
Somebody said we were gonna.
I did think it would happen by the end of this year, but the content drought that we.
If we hadn't had that content drought, I think we'd at least be.
If we were consistently making 1 or 2 videos a week, we would have hit 1,000. I think.
I think so too.
But
I think
we took
it's
like a
possible.
3-month break where the only stuff coming out was this.
Yeah, and some Spidey News shorts. But other than that, we didn't make a lot.
I'm really hopeful for my movie video. The
I am
anime
too.
one was kind of niche and not topical. The Hunger Games one was topical but
Yeah.
kind of late. But this one is end of the year movies. So many people watch end of the year movie
Yeah.
stuff. I think it has potential.
I believe in you.
My
man.
goal is 1,000 views.
You got it.
All right.
guys. Thank you guys so much for a great year. We will be back in 2024, better than ever. Thank you guys so much for a great year. Next topic, Media Nation. We love you guys.
My
See you guys in the
meteors.
next one.
Y'all been Caleb A.M.
Caleb
Y'all got
A.M.
like triple Caleb A.M.
Y'all literally got triple Caleb A.M.